Looks good on my end.
Streaming the Mark Knight Part 2. Streaming the Mark Knight Take 2.
Is yeah, boy.
Yay! Oh, bizarre. Just double check your audio mixer in the bottom right. When you're talking, does that light up? So if you go to settings and make sure that it's on the right microphone. Hey, it's fine. Listen, I am too excited to play Kolak to just quit now.
Exactly. If anything, Kolak and I can just stall by having a fight.
Absolutely, we can do that, and we can do it ourselves. We know the rules.
Absolutely. It'll be
Okay,
awesome.
everybody. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
That's a yup.
That's a yup. Okay. I can see me. Woo! Yay. All right. Let's start this real quick. I don't know if everybody heard the announcements from earlier, but we're running a contest. It's down below. You can see a little link there. You can copy that, paste it to your social media account, and you will get points for anybody who comes to the stream to watch using that link. If you go up the leaderboard, whoever's at the top of the leaderboard after 2 weeks is going to be receiving a gift from our sponsor. It is a $15 value worth of minis in a mystery box. So check those out. Thank you for gifting some subs. That is awesome. Thank you. Our stream here is brought to you by our sponsor, Farbo Co. You will see them popping up in the chat throughout. It is also brought to you by our subscribers, which we just got a bunch of now. And it is also brought to you by our Patreons. Consider joining us. We have an awesome community on Discord. We have an awesome community of subscribers. We have an awesome community of patrons. So please consider joining us and being a part of what we're doing. The Discord link should pop up in the chat. If it doesn't work, then one of my players, I'm sure, will be happy to share one with you as well. I am going to have the players reintroduce their characters because I'm not sure if you heard them before or not. So why don't you go ahead and do that, and we will pick up right from the beginning as if we are starting all over again, because that's what we're doing.
I'll go ahead and kick it off like I did last time. I am Alex, and I'm going to be playing Kolak Kotor, Therententium. If you mispronounce his name, he's probably going to eat you, but don't worry. That is usually how he says hello to people, so it's nothing. He is a red-scale Dragonborn barbarian, and I believe only the second Dragonborn in all of Mark's games so far, so hopefully he makes a decent impression.
So far, yeah.
I play Sentry, the super serious Warforged fighter, and he's been asleep for 100 years. He's just woken up, and he's trying to figure out why he's awoken exactly. For what purpose?
Hi everybody, my name's John. I'll be playing Ty, an enthusiastic young human monk who grew up in a remote shrine to Nadara and is now embarking on a quest to prove himself to his deceased mentor.
Hi, I'm playing Lucy Callahan, an ex-assassin who is now just going on a sightseeing tour around Oregon, and she's also possessed by a ghost.
Hello, my name is Fiona. I'm playing Talith, an exiled Olafan tiefling, whose only real goal in the strange new world is to make the bones stand.
And I'm the Mark Knight. I am your Dungeon Master this afternoon. We are arriving in the town of Ridgefort. It is a modest mining town in the hills just beyond the pass that leads to the Halrian Desert, just north of Reddenburg Fortress. Each of you has traveled to Ridgefort for reasons of your own, some to visit the old keep, some to visit the Hall of Morgan, some because you've heard that work is available here. You've arrived and have been here for maybe a day, maybe a few days. But in your travels, you had heard that the Priestess of Morgan was looking for adventurers, brave souls, to hire, to aid her. For what, you're not quite sure, but all of you took the call. And now you stand in the halls of Morgan, a long stone building with a low peaked roof. The walls of the building are lined with tapestries depicting battles, with banners of fallen companies of soldiers, with shields and weapons of war. The room, its stone floors is filled with tables, long tables that stretch from an altar at the front to the doors at the back. Each of you have arrived here at the halls, and some of you may be examining the artifacts on the walls. Some of you may simply be sitting at a table. But for whatever reason, you are here now. The priestess has yet to arrive. The priestess has yet to arrive.
Kolak will be stalking up and down the temple impatiently. He's arrived only just recently, but when things don't happen immediately, he's just got that impatience about him. But he is eyeing everybody in the group who has arrived so far, just sort of evaluating each and every one of them, particularly Century. His tongue is kind of flicking out and licking the outside of his mouth as he examines the rather large and imposing creature that he's looking at, examining his physique, his size. What manner of thing are you exactly?
Sentry would look back at the Dragonborn, his joints creaking as he hasn't had a chance to do proper maintenance since he awoke less than a month ago and made his way here, the site of the last large battle he was a part of before his unit was decommissioned over 100 years ago. He looks the tall Dragonborn over, hunched as the behemoth is, and replies with, "Hello. You seem to be lost and looking at me."
I'm not lost, creature. Golem. I'm wondering what you...
I'm a centurion recently awoken.
What is a centurion?
One of the great warriors of the Empire.
As you say great warriors, his eyes kind of widen and his pupils kind of dilate as he goes, "You're strong, are you? Is that the idea?"
Recognizing the threatening posture, Century would turn his whole body to face him and sort of square up with him, but make no overt movements.
Interested in trying it out. Some sort of warrior golem, then, is it?
I am no golem.
Sorry, you cut out a little.
Oh, sorry. I am no golem.
You're made of things. You don't seem fleshy to me. Seems golemy.
Sentry would largely ignore the prodding of the Dragonborn.
Sure.
His eyes never move from him.
I wonder how Morrigan feels about duels in her halls. She's probably down with it.
What are the rest of you doing as these interesting fellows interact with each other in a rather violent posturing of just competing with one another for who can take up the most space as a warrior in the room?
I think Lucy is definitely looking between both the Dragonborn and the Warforged. I don't think she's seen either in her life before. I think she wants to see what's happening to herself. Does look cool.
Doesn't what? I'm so sorry. You cut out a little bit on my end.
Oh, just like I can just tell like the dragon has some points. That looks like a golem.
See, even the little one.
And Ty is going to wander around, pretending to look at all the artifacts around the island, but secretly, not so secretly, watching them, but pretending not to care.
Give me a give me like a I don't know, like a performance roll. You're trying to like mask but not mask what you're doing. Let's see how well you pull that off.
Okay, well that's a critical.
Pretty well, it seems.
First roll of the game is a 20.
Nice. That's
Basically, he's just trying to look cool as hell, is what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
That's just awesome. That's that's a good sign that the game started off with a nat 20 for its first roll. Yeah, you kind of pull off, flying casual, like, looking like you're flying casual, but not flying casual. You're figuring it out.
Alice is going to be sitting at one of the bench tables they have, along with what look to be 4 sled dogs. One of whom he's muttering quietly to was bizarre crew go about their business.
You say sled dogs?
Yes. While some people make things like a horse, Talus has fled with 4 sleds.
That's amazing.
Excellent.
I love it.
All right.
I love it.
That's his primary mode of transportation.
Yeah, it's much less effective than in the mountain.
Yeah. I don't imagine it's very, very good on dirt.
So,
Going pretty bad.
Your sled and sled dogs are the sled dogs here in the hall with you? You have them with you? How many of them are there?
There are 4.
And they're in
the sled is not in the hall.
Obviously, the sled is not in the hall, but the dogs are in the hall.
The dogs are in the hall.
Okay.
They are also lightly armored with padded armor. He's just they're sitting up on the bench with.
Kolok's dilated eyes are going to immediately switch from Sentry to the dog. He's going to turn his head in kind of a wavy fashion towards the dogs and go, "Ooh, free food."
Do not talk. I will not let.
He's gonna kind of, he walks somewhat awkwardly, like a hard step left, a light step right, and then another step right to another step left, kind of zigzagging up to you while also waving his head. I'm not talking to the dogs. How much to eat one?
Sentry's gonna interject.
Halt! Eating another man's property is against Imperial law. I will be forced to stop you if you continue with this offensive action.
Cease your prattling, Golem. I'm just trying to make a trade.
How much money is it to pet the dog?
But why would you need money to pet my dog?
Can I pet your dogs?
You can pet the dog.
He pets the dogs.
Nice.
Important question, which dog?
Well, you've only said that there's 4 of them, so who knows?
Who's closest?
You'd see an especially calm-looking dog that was closest. Just kind of eyeing you up as approach.
I pet that dog.
I'm your favorite dog. Of mankind.
Love him.
Is
Bizarre name for a dog.
what?
What a bizarre name for a dog. I've had pets
Do you have dog?
once.
What happened to the dog?
I got hungry.
Then you do not get to name the dog.
Not trying to pet them. Frickin'. I should be fine with eating a few dogs, and I shouldn't be stopped by some uppity gold.
If you eat my dog, I will stab you.
Oh, you want to stab me, do you? Is that a challenge?
No, I just don't want you to eat my dog.
Sentry's a little done with being called a golem. Alright, that's...
I am not comfortable fighting here in these hallowed halls. If you wish to do combat, we will step outside.
As you say that, and Kolak begins to snarl and posture more, a tall, blonde woman with her hair in a tight, perfect braid, without a single hair out of place. The braid is long and falls to the middle of her back, and her hair, when I say immaculate, it is like militarily engineered to be perfectly symmetrical braid. She walks in and she's wearing a robe that can only be described as form-fitting, tiny ringed mail over red leather. It is neck high and looks like she could be ready for battle in a moment. She walks in and she has a ceremonial sword strapped to her side, and she says, "Save the fighting for later." And you are right to not wish to shed blood in these hallowed halls. Although it has been done before, now is not the time. You all have taken my summons, and I am sure you are wondering why you are here.
This
I
would
am
be
so curious.
One at a time. I missed both people.
Sorry.
You first, dog.
I am. But I imagine this is Morrigan's temple after all. It probably has something to do with a little bit of bloodshed, which I am perfectly fine with.
I greatly appreciate the effort you put in bringing honor to my fallen comrades. In exchange, I will assist you. Do not resist.
She quirks an eyebrow in your direction as you say that, and says, it seems that you still need to relearn some manners as you awaken, but at the same time, I am glad you are grateful. The hall honors all who fall in battle, even a warforged. I am Aurica.
Ty will approach, say, Lady Priestess, it's very fortunate. It appears that our destinies are intertwined.
I see, and your name is?
Ty Birchbound. It's very fortuitous. I was coming here to visit the family of Shepherd Theo when I saw your summons. This is an opportunity for me to prove the worthiness of my training, and perhaps you could assist me in finding his family?
I've not heard of a Father Theo, or Shepherd Theo. But if you say the family is in town, then I will have that assistance available to you once this is all over.
Thank you. You won't be disappointed.
No, I doubt I will. You're an ego recruit. Fresh off of your sanctuary, I assume?
Yes, this is the farthest I've ever traveled from our shrine.
Well, it will not be the furthest for long. She turns to all of you. I see that you, she looks at Kolak, you, she looks at Century, and you, she looks at Ty, are warriors of some shape or form. But you two, what speciality do you bring to the hall? She looks to Lucy and Talus as she says this.
As a note, Kolak is going to start sniffing Talus.
Hello. I am of the tribes in the mountains. I have come here looking for allies and hate. I bring the music. I make the bones dance. I make the troops fight. I do many things. What do you do? What would you have?
First, let me hear from the little one. And she turns to Lucy, who is the shortest person in the room. And what is it that you can do?
I'm not little. But I'm good.
I'm really sorry. You're cutting in and out for me. I don't know if it's just me.
No, I'm getting it too. It's constant.
I'm sorry, 1 second. I had to download the app to do push to talk.
Ah, okay. It's working now.
Oh, is it? I didn't change anything.
I know,
So
that's really weird, because like you were cutting in and out, and as soon as you apologized, it's just been complete perfect
Well.
stream of.
Is it still okay then?
Yeah, it's fine. It's great. It's the
Okay,
best it's
well,
been so
cool.
far today.
All right. Well, I'm really good at cutting out, and recently I've been really great at magic. She does not specify anymore.
Golok is visibly annoyed when you say that you're good at magic.
And the priestess is kind of assessing each of you as you speak. She walks to the altar and turns and stands in a very formal posture, looking over all of you. Again, she's very tall. Maybe almost almost as tall as Sentry. And she looks out over all of you. I am Aurica, Priestess of Morrigan. And as I said to you and you, looking at Kolok and Sentry, should you choose to duel in honorable combat, there will be a time and place for that here. For now, I have called you here for a purpose. My offer is 100 gold to be split amongst you. The task is simple, at least the first task, the audition, if you will. I have a cart of goods that needs to travel to Ridgefort Fortress. I care not whether this cart of goods makes it or not. In fact, the cart of goods is not of any mind at all, really. But the road has been harrowed by hobgoblins and goblins of late. I would like it cleared. I would like you to escort this cart and discourage these goblins and hobgoblins from assaulting my townsfolk on the road as they travel to and from about their business. Do you think you can...
Lucy raises her hand.
Yes, little one.
So that's 100 gold between us. We each get at month. Wait, 20?
Yes.
Really?
A skilled hireling gets paid 2 gold a day.
Really?
I'm sorry?
She looks like she's rethinking some life choices.
Are you new to this?
Girl, have you never seen 220 gold in one place?
Like in one place? She thinks really hard. No.
Well, then I assume that you will be quite motivated to accomplish this task.
Yeah.
The cart is around back of the temple. Take it. Ride southwest towards Ridgefort, and I'm sure that the hobgoblins will find you. As I said,
So it's just us on the cart then? Nobody driving?
it's just the 5 of you. I hope that one of you would know how to drive a cart.
He immediately turns his head to crap. What is your name again? Pfeiffer?
Talus?
Talus.
Talus.
Well, dog boy, can you drive?
I have never rode a cart in my life. You want sled?
Can't be too different.
Sentry leans in towards Aurica and says,
I will be accepting your task.
before leaning back and immediately leaving.
Oh no, you're not getting to those goblins before me. I'm immediately gonna stalk out after.
Are we working?
I'm sorry?
Last one there! There's the last one who gets to kill goblins!
The voice of the Goblin Slayer from Goblin Slayer Bridge.
Yeah!
Alright. Anyway, sorry.
Looks like we're headed out.
Yeah, well, Kolok just marches out, and the priestess accepts your offer, or accepts your acceptance of the task, Century, with measured pleasure and a thank you. Well, it seems that the Dragonborn, I believe that's what he is, has already eagerly taken it upon himself to get the cart. It is at your disposal. Return here when the task is complete. You will, of course, need to bring proof that the threat to the roads is no more.
Is she saying this to Sentry?
She's saying this to whoever is still in the room after Kolok walks out.
Yeah, alright. Sentry is outside getting the cart ready. He actually is proficient in land vehicles.
Excellent.
Well, I guess Ty's still...
Ty's what?
Talus will actually, after she says that, will ask, I have a question.
Yes?
Can I leave my sled here?
Of course.
I do not have anywhere to put it. It is not very good here.
It's not. Would you take
We
your
don't
dogs?
have any snow. No, the dogs I keep.
The dogs will stay with you as well. Yes.
The dogs go with me.
Your sled can remain here. It will be safe.
And with that, he nods and he walks out.
Okay. Ty, what are you doing?
So I've got a question for Aurica.
Okay.
Now, what would you consider to be proof that the road is safe?
I am sure you can pose that question to Kolok and he would be able to give you a fine answer. But, evidence of the demise of these hobgoblins would be quite nice.
I see. So I guess what I'm wondering is, you believe in objective truth, right?
This question seems to be leading somewhere. Why don't you ask the question you really want to ask?
So, maybe we kill these goblins, but the road still might not be safe.
My concern is that the road is safe from the goblins. At least for now.
I see. So other threats to the road, not our concern.
That is at your discretion. But that is not what I'm hiring you for.
Very interesting. Well, thank you for the opportunity. And I go out to meet the others.
Question, child.
Yes?
Why are you so concerned with the possibility of other dangers and your responsibility towards them? I am
just trying to understand the way that you and the Dragonborn construct knowledge.
Interesting. If it were you in my position, and the road that your people traveled to and from suddenly became more dangerous because of the presence of raiding hobgoblins and goblins, what would your primary concern be?
That's a fairly sophisticated rhetorical device. If I were you, and my road was being threatened, I think I would want the road to be safe.
Now, you, as you, are being paid to make the road safe from the hobgoblins and the goblins. You have asked if anything else on the road is your responsibility. Let me ask you this. If you discovered something of greater danger than merely the goblins and the hobgoblins, what would you be inclined to do?
I guess that depends on what it was and who it was a danger to. So, for example, if I saw a big ol' hungry bear, that's kinda dangerous, but that's not really a problem once it gets something to eat. And it'll probably find something much easier to eat than something that's on the road.
That's true.
It might even eat the goblins.
Also true. You, I think you allow your mind to wander to possibilities in every direction. I will warn you that attempting to consider every possible outcome and how you would respond in any such possible outcome could result in hesitation.
I think you're right. I'll try to stay focused.
She nods. Good luck to you, young Ty. The rest of you are out there, or I know that Talus, Century, and Kolok had left the room. I don't know if you did, Lucy, or not, but I know that the three of them are out there. Century is getting the cart ready when Talus and eventually Ty walk out. Kolok, what are you doing while Century is preparing the cart?
Kolok is examining the cart and seeing if we have horses. Wouldn't be the first time he's had to pull a cart. So just making sure that that's not part of his job. In the meantime, he's also examining Century extremely closely. Century, I have a question. Are your armaments visible, or are they something that... are they, like, attached to you? Are they inside of you until you use them? Like, how do they work?
So, actually, the cool thing about Sentry is that he doesn't carry any weapons on him at all. You can see a small quiver of bolts attached to his hip, but that's basically... And he carries a rucksack, but that's basically it.
So he's gonna kind of come up to Century while he's prepping the wagon and start sniffing him a bit. Where do you use your fists to fight Golem?
Lizard, I would appreciate it if you would stop referring to me as Golem.
How about you don't refer to me as Lizard then?
Do you want to fight? I will be more than happy to oblige.
I really do. I have a duty. Morrigan has blessed me with major control over my urges, so I'm going to pay her back a bit by helping to clear this road out. But afterwards, I'm hungry for Mechano Man.
This guy's edible?
I'm gonna find out!
Once we complete this quest, you and I are going to have to sort some things out. Do not resist.
Oh, resistance is all you'll ever get from me. Don't worry about that.
At the same time, I imagine it's not taking too long to get everybody's gear into the back of the cart.
No, it's probably not. I mean, I don't know how long everybody's been in town. You guys can decide how long your character has been wandering around Ridgefort. I'm sure some of you longer than others. But would everybody have what they need on them? And would you be able to just get it packed onto the cart real quick?
I can.
Yeah. Kolak doesn't have a whole lot of belongings. He's got a pack of the necessities plus his armaments, and that's essentially it.
Okay.
The majority.
Yeah, Sentry just has his rucksack.
Right, you said that.
The majority of Talus's loading time would be unloading dog food from his sled and then loading it off.
The cart has very
excessive amount of dog food.
The cart has just a few things on there. There's like a couple of barrels and boxes, but as you begin to move them around, you realize that there's like some extra water skins and rations in them for all of you, but otherwise they're fairly lightweight and empty. They're tied down with a tarp. The cart does have there is like a donkey nearby to pull the cart as well.
Oh, good. I'm not going to have to pull this one. So, as a quick question, who all here is familiar with the proper ways in which to escort a cart?
I have never seen a cart before in my life.
So, it's always a good idea to have someone at the rear, for one, just in case something is trying to attack us from the rear. Always have somebody on the east and west sides, or north and south, depending on the direction of the road. Then we also have the driver. The driver is going to be mostly responsible for keeping an eye on our fronts, while the rest of us keep an eye on our flanks. That is the deal.
Sounds easy enough.
I call dibs on not back.
I will walk with the dogs at the back.
Fair enough. Just understand the one at the back is going to be the most important. You're going to have to be quick. In case something does attack from the front, you're going to have to run all the way up there.
This is fine.
You are also going to act as a bit of a backup. If, for any reason, the left and right escort sides end up forgetting to, or missing some sort of major detail, it'll be up to you to call it out whenever necessary. Always remain loud. Otherwise, what's the point of putting you on watch?
This I can do.
Now there are 5 of us, so that does leave an extra. That one is going to be responsible for riding in the cart and keeping an eye on a 360-degree angle, just in case all of us miss something important.
Quick OOC question.
Sure.
Can you describe this cart? Is it just like a regular 4- or 2-wheeled open top or covered wagon?
No, it is a small, probably. It is a small cart. It's not a covered wagon. It's a 1 donkey pull cart. It's probably only like 5 foot wide in the bed. It does have 4 wheels, but it's probably like a 5x10 cart, right? As far as what can fit
that was
into
all
it.
I needed.
Yeah.
I'm getting paid 20 gold to guard this.
No, we're getting paid 20 gold each to cover ourselves in goblin blood.
I don't remember being covered in blood as part of the job description.
No,
I'll do it.
That's just the bonus.
Is everyone here like this? Or is it just you? I need to know this.
Every follower of Morrigan has their own reasons for worshipping her. Myself, well, don't worry. Most of the followers are a little bit more composed than me.
I see.
I think he's just like that.
This clarifies things.
Century, what do you take from Kolok's assigning roles and the fact that he seems to have a bead on how to protect a cart, in spite of his violent nature?
He seems to have some formal training. So far, his guidance has been solid. There's been no reason for Sentry to speak up.
Okay.
It's obvious that he will be driving the cart.
Okay. You get underway. The main road out of town leads directly to a wide, 2-cart wide path. They could probably fit 4 people side by side on it. And that heads directly south, southwest towards Reddenbar. Reddenbar itself is about 60 miles out from this little town. For those of you who know a little bit about the lay of the land, it would take you 2 days to get there. And so you start down this kind of rocky hillside road. It's Century, as you ride down it, you realize that there are remnants of the Empire here. You look about and you see stones that indicate that there were once low, probably calf-high walls on the sides of this roadway. You see cobblestones buried in the weeds and grass about you. This is a very old road. This is a road that, during your time, would have been a true road, and not this lost facsimile of what it once was.
Sentry would look at the decrepit remains of the Empire that he had once spent his existence serving. And if his eyes could express grief, it would definitely be there. He's definitely gonna try and the topography hasn't changed much, but the lay of the land itself has. So he's going to take a look around while he leads the cart down the road, and try and identify which road this may have been.
Sure. Let's see. You are trying to identify it, and this is the road to Reddenbar. That you know. But the memory of what the name of this specific road was, it escapes you. You only know that it is a part of the Empire that you once belonged to. Talus, you're feeling a little out of place. You're used to snow and cold and high mountain passes. You're used to harsh winters. And here, it's summer. It's dry and warm. In fact, it would be very hot to you, comparatively. And all of this green all around you, maybe that makes you, I don't know, How do you react to being in such a foreign place?
Alice is still wearing clothes that look very out of place in the summertime. He's wearing heavy furs. He doesn't have any summer clothes, considering he grew up in essentially a tundra. The tiefling heat resistance helps with that, but he's looking around at all this green, all the trees, all the plants, and how dry everything is, and for the most part, he just kind of looks a little unsettled and unused to it. He doesn't really know what to do with this place.
Lucy, you're used to being in a city, aren't you?
Yes, that's where I grew up.
So everything's new to you. The grass is literally greener here because you're surrounded by it. For the first time, for a little while now, you've been away from that life, but this is open hillside. Just these rolling green, almost on the tan side now from the lack of water. Just hills, and you're also you've seen some farms around the town as you've passed by and headed down this road as well. This is just everything's so open. Everything is wide open.
Yeah, I think Lucy's looking a little starstruck right now. She's definitely looking at all the open space, feeling maybe a little bit the opposite of claustrophobic at the moment, but still kind of in awe and happy about getting to see new places. If she had a camera, she would be taking pictures.
Nice. Ty, the beginning of this journey down this large road is rather peaceful. As you walk with this cart and this interesting group of new companions, you may, because of your connection to Nadara, take note of the fact that this land is suffering a harsh summer, and in a time when things should be green and growing, instead things are being dried out.
Okay. Well, I'll make a mental note of that and sort of keep my eyes peeled for other signs.
You travel together for several hours before Kolak, your stomach starts making the same noises that you do when you see something you want to bite into. Probably about 4 hours on the road, and still no hobgoblins.
Where are these things? Are they scared? I'm hungry.
What do they look like?
Actually, I don't know if I would know.
I don't know if you would know either.
I mean, I know I travel around a lot, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I've encountered a hobgoblin.
It's also true.
Yeah, that actually brings me to ask, like, what kind of enemies did the Empire fight 100 years ago? Would goblins and hobgoblins been one of them?
Goblins and hobgoblins are things that were nuisances, or probably. I would say probably they would have. The recorded histories that I have, so far, it's mostly been undead and orcs, but I will say that your memory lacks specific insight as to battles with hobgoblins, but you do remember what they are, which tells you a little bit of something.
And I will chime in. I've never seen one, but if they're predators, they'll probably want to wait until we're not paying attention and it's not noontime and we can see everywhere, and maybe they'll be I guess I don't know. Are they ambush predators, or are they stalking predators, or exhaustion predators, or... Boy,
So
I
you
guess
think
we're a little
we
unprepared.
pretend to be bad at our job so that we can be good at our job and kill them.
They attack travelers. We are currently playing the role of travelers.
Sentry would chime in from the front and sounding his natural bored self.
Hobgoblins, like other goblinoids, tend to wait until they can take advantage of nighttime cover. Odds of fighting them during the daylight, minimal.
Then let's stop here. I need to get something to eat.
Okay.
Yeah. If nobody else, he seems to be in charge of the party for right now. There's no reason to argue with him about it. So I guess you'd pull the cart over to one side.
Sure. There's a nice little clearing
Yeah.
here if you're interested.
We should have a picnic.
I have a cart on the road for you if you want to drop some minis to where you would set up your lunch camp.
Does everybody already have food on them?
I have.
Good. Then I'm only hunting for one.
Oh, I can give you some of my food if you want.
No, I need meat.
I have meats. You like dried meats?
No. It needs to be juicy, chewy. Need to be able to sink my teeth into them.
Like a dog?
Yes, much like a dog.
If you try to eat my dogs, I will feed you to the dog.
Don't worry. Right now, we're on the same side, so I'll treat your little possessions with respect. I do have the Outlander feature, which does allow me to essentially forage for myself and a whole party if I'd like to, at any time.
Absolutely. You can go ahead and you do that. You go and you wander off a bit and you hunt for some food.
Do you? Okay, so I was thinking in a moment of surprisingly human-like petting, Sentry's gonna go with him so as to not be outdone by this brutish, hulking.
You're not the only one who can hunt.
He's wearing heavy armor and doesn't actually need to eat, so he's stupendously bad at hunting.
Well, Kolok's not going to stop him at all, but he's probably going to notice Sentry just kind of dogging him. He's going to turn back slightly. Why are you coming? I'm perfectly capable of hunting on my own.
I am accompanying you to offset any potential catastrophes that happen in your wake.
You know, I've hunted for myself every day of my life. Well, beyond the age of 8, when I proved I was able to. But I'm pretty used to this.
Sentry replies not with words, but with his perpetually bored expression.
Do golems even eat?
Silence.
Do Warforged even eat?
We can if we choose to.
Seems a waste. Listen, I don't need you dogging me. I don't need you accompanying me. Besides, the rest of them probably would like a little bit of, security.
Which way are you going to hunt?
Just, probably, to the south here.
Okay.
Until I find, some animals.
Sure.
place
The
myself.
loud ass Warforged chasing him off.
While these two loudmouth, kind of overzealous members of your party wander off, what are the rest of you doing as you grab some chow?
So should the rest of us have a picnic? I mean, they kind of left without answering. I'm assuming they're in on the picnic thing. They seem like the type.
Hey, what is this? What is a picnic?
You like lay a blanket on the ground and you sit on it and you eat food while looking at each other.
Yeah,
what-
lunch.
That is just eating. Why is it called a picnic?
Because there's a blanket.
Why would there not normally be a blanket?
I don't know how to answer that question. I'm going to be real honest with you.
You just sit on the ground?
If you don't have a blanket, I guess. I
Yeah,
feel
you can
weird
sit
being
on
here
anything
based
that's
on
not
how I
moving.
eat.
I will do this with you. I will try the picnic.
Are you in on this, Ty? You want to join in on this picnic?
Sure.
Great.
Okay, Talus is gonna look for a nice shady spot to set up the blanket. He's a little warm, and he'll just plop on down with his dogs. Share some
There's
beef.
plenty of shade over here near this mysterious cave entrance.
Let's go to the mysterious cave entrance.
Oh, it's beautiful
Seems
there.
like good plan.
Are you gonna check out? Well, you sit down for your picnic.
Yeah.
And you begin your little stop for lunch. Maybe your eyes keep wandering over to that crevice in the rock, but soon after, Kolak, in spite of Century's constant presence, you're able to hunt down some food, and eventually the two of you return to camp. Maybe you're holding on to whatever it is that you caught, or maybe you're eating it en route. I don't know how cooked you need your food, but you can determine that for yourself.
Oh, no, he is literally just munching on a squirrel's body as he's coming back into camp. And he's got a rabbit at his side as well, just kind of like strapped to his belt. That's for later.
Century has acquired a whole ass bush.
Oh my god.
It's logical. It does not run from me when I approach it.
It has berries on it, and considering he can't be poisoned, whether or not they're poisonous doesn't really
I do
register
automatically
into
know
his
if
head.
they're bad berries as a result of the Outlander trade. I can tell if they're okay to eat or not.
Do you want me to roll a survival check for that?
Yes, give me a survival roll.
All right, we'll do.
I'm assuming Kolak wouldn't just offer up that information. Oh, you have no idea. You have no idea. You're just like, oh, here's a bush with berries on it. I'll take this with me, and he'll.
Fantastic.
And again, it's not just that you grabbed a handful of berries. You are carrying a full-blown berry bush in both hands back to this camp.
He dug it up and he picked it up and he's carrying it back.
Yep.
And the three of you are having a lovely lunch when you see this thing eating the entrails of a squirrel and the robot carrying a giant bush coming back to the camp, both of them marching as if not to be outdone by the other.
Oh, great, berries.
Don't eat those.
How was the hunting trip?
Pretty good for me. But
Century
don't eat those berries.
Why are they
Century
bad?
Well, we're going to keep moving again here soon, and, well, I would prefer that you not end up having to stay in the bushes for a long time as a result of digestion problems.
Sentry takes the bush and just drops it next to the blanket
And says, sustenance.
Yeah, don't eat those.
I mean, I have to eat one. You brought it for us.
Okay.
What?
Actually, no, I actually can't let you, because we are going to get moving again, and I need you to be able to walk.
Are they okay for dogs?
No. They are very bad for dogs.
Does anybody have the alert feat, by the way?
I don't think so.
I do not.
Alright, great. Then, let's see. When the arrows start to rain down, your conversation is cut short.
Ooh.
Okay.
Let me just make the music a little more exciting. This seems a little too calm for getting shot to death with arrows.
Neat.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Time to die.
It's okay, we're just going to die on our first quest, Smile.
You're fine. Nobody's gonna die yet.
Yep.
Look, I don't go for TPKs in the first adventure.
I do imagine Century just going back into his knowledge of Imperial law. Sanctioned picnics are not allowed to be assaulted.
Yeah. Basically.
Alright, let's see. So, I'm just gonna go with who's closest. Ty, you instinctively kind of, without even thinking about it, move to the side as you hear something whistling through the air, and an arrow lands right beside you.
Yikes.
Talus, an arrow pierces your side from above as you sit eating some of your rations.
Roll a new character.
No. It's, it is only, it's 6 piercing damage.
Oof. Talus swears in a language I don't think any of you can understand. Does anyone here know giant?
Negative.
Give me a second. Nope. That sucks, because I usually know that language.
That's really funny.
Like all my other characters.
Lucy, let me see. Your armor class is a 14.
14.
An arrow whizzes over your head and slams against the rock that you're sitting next to and snaps.
She's thanking the gods that she's short right now.
Sentry, an arrow just kind of clanks off of your form and snaps and falls to the ground, and you look up from where you're standing and you can see on the ridge above your campsite there are tiny malevolent creatures, or well, small malevolent creatures dancing about with bows at the ready. You
Comrades, we are under attack.
You don't like
Engage
this.
at will.
And Kolok, your squirrel is suddenly pinned to your chest by an arrow. You take 7 points of piercing damage.
You have just volunteered to be my new lunch!
Everybody roll initiative. Ooh, nice. By the way, if you've not done this before, if you click on your token before you roll initiative, it will just throw you into the initiative order.
Yeah, sorry, I spaced out on that.
No worries. I'll add you to the initiative order.
Can I re-roll and then it's... Okay.
Nah, I'll just add your turn there, and then you can modify the initiative. Just go in there and fix it.
Alice seems a bit distracted by the arrow currently in his eye.
Yeah.
Alright. I need to move these creatures to the foreground. How
tall are these?
They are short. Oh, those rocks?
Yeah.
They are 15 feet up.
Okay.
Yeah, the number of squares that they take up is how tall they are. Let's do this. Let me roll the initiative for the goblins. Okay, so I'm going to go through this really quick in the initiative order as to what happened technically with the arrows firing. So the way that surprise works in 5th edition is that you just simply do not to act on that round. So Lucy, you were surprised. Kolak, you're no longer surprised. The goblins shot their arrows, and then they will use their sneaky little trait to kind of hide back into these trees up here out of sight as much as they can. So they are... let me roll their hide skill. Let's see, stealth. Okay, so they have scurried into the trees up on top of that ridge out of sight after firing the arrows at you. And then the bugbears charge from the side, attacking the 2 biggest threats that they see. I believe that's... I don't think I overdistanced them, did I?
Well, this one moved 40 feet to get to me.
Okay, let me double check. They may just be rushing. Yeah, they use their, let's see. They have 30 feet of movement, so I guess they're gonna have to, they're just gonna have to go ahead and dash. Ty? You are no longer surprised. Sentry, you're no longer surprised. Talus, you are no longer surprised. And then Lucy, it is back to you at the start of the next round.
Great. So the ones that are up on the cliffs, I can't see any of them right now.
No, they have ducked into those trees, and like you would be from where you are, especially you would be looking straight up at that area. So all they really had to do was like kind of get down and slink back away from the edge of the cliff for you to not be able to see them.
Cool. In that case, I will probably focus on the ones on the ground.
Okay.
I think I'll start with, I'm gonna try to mind sliver the nearest bugbear.
Okay.
Should I?
If you can throw the abilities up in chat, that would be awesome, because I'm not fully familiar with the new psionic stuff. Okay, so it makes an intelligence save, and you drive a disorienting spike of psychic energy into the mind of one creature you can see within range. The target makes the saving throw. Unless the saving throw is successful, the target takes 1d6 psychic damage, and the first time it makes a saving throw before the end of your next turn, it must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the save. Alright, so I will go ahead and... can you point one more time to the bugbear? Do me a favor, guys. when you point to a creature, just say like something more descriptive than this one. So like I'm gonna use this on the one next to Century, because sometimes I'm looking up stats and reading other information, and if you just say I'm gonna do this one, then I completely miss you pointing to what you're pointing to, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no worries. I am going for the one near Century.
Perfect. Alright, I will make the intelligence save, and he rolls a 5. So he's going to take 6 psychic damage, and we'll have to subtract a d4 from his next saving throw. Oh, that didn't work. Alright. Do you have any bonus... that is an action, correct? So do you have any bonus actions or movements?
I think I'd like to move away from the cliff a bit first.
Sure.
Oh, I'm trying to move here so I have at least a little bit of cover from the people up on the cliffs.
Sure. You're trying to use that tree for cover.
Yeah. And then I'd like to use my sorceress ability of Quicken spell, and I'll spend 2 sorcery points to use a bonus action to just do a full action again.
Full action spell. Okay.
And then I'll just Mind Sliver the other bugbear. So the one that's closer to Kolak.
Okay. Are the Mind Slivers, are those cantrips?
Yep.
Or do they work like cantrips?
Can you cast them as bonus actions too?
Sorry? I can cast it as a bonus action because I'm doing this.
Yeah, she's using her sorceress ability.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah. I believe that still falls under the restriction of if you use the bonus action to cast a leveled spell, that your action can only be a cantrip. I think it still falls under that
okay,
rule.
Then I'll just do my more powerful one because I'm just trying out some of this one.
Sure, no problem.
This is a level 1 spell.
Okay, got it. You can cast 2 bonus action spells. Or, I'm sorry, you can cast 2 cantrips. But you can't cast, like, a level 1 spell and a level 1 spell. It would have to be, like, a cantrip and a level 1 spell, or a cantrip and a cantrip, something like that. Does that make sense?
Okay. Well, it was 2 cantrips.
Yeah, that's what I was just confirming that to make sure that I was
sorry.
aware.
I was misunderstanding that.
Yep. Again, psionic stuff.
I'll just do
new.
the cantrip, so just what it was above there.
Okay, do you want to use the cantrip? You can do that. That's fine. Okay, so I'm going to make his intelligence roll, and he rolls a 5. 2 in a row. So you deal 5 damage this one, and it will also fail or have a -4 to its next saving throw. A minus a d4.
And that's my turn.
Nice.
Wait, so did she hit it with the Mind Sliver, the second Mind Sliver, or the Mind Thrust?
Mind Sliver. She used 2 Mind Slivers. One on each.
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't know if we were still using the Mind Thrust. All right.
Yes, we were using the Mind Sliver. You're good. So it deals. You deal damage to each, and then before your next turn, the next time they each have to make a saving throw, they get a penalty to it. Kolak, you are surrounded by bugbears. You are.
Kolak is perfectly fine with this scenario.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
He is. He's going to glance to Sentry for a second, and go. Focus on the ones on the ridge. As he throws his head back and move and puts it forward, and his jaw kind of gets a lot bigger, and his teeth elongate, so that he actually has like these massive maws. His eyes are now like almost completely dilated, like his pupils are just absolute slits, as he looks to the one in front of him next to Century, and he goes to bite him.
Okay.
So that's going to be a reckless attack for advantage, because they're going to get advantage on me anyway.
Of course it is.
Oh, well.
You go after the bugbear with your teeth, and it just turns towards you and puts its its big spiked morning star just between you and it, just shoving it into your jaws to keep your teeth from getting to it.
Just gonna chomp on the handle of that. Just
Did you already rage? Is that you?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm assuming you're gonna stay right there in the center of it all.
Yes.
All right. The goblins. The goblins move. I don't even think they're gonna move. I think they're just gonna fire their short bows from where they are. Let's see what everybody's ranges are here. So that's. Let's see. It's 40 feet to Lucy, and she'll have cover from this guy here. Alright, short bow is going to be 80 is the short range, so so with 80 being the short range and Lucy behind the cover of that tree, this first one here is going to fire at Ty, and then the second one closer to is going to fire at Talus, so that they each have clear shots. So here comes the first two arrows. The first one to hit Ty is an 11. Actually, he's firing from hiding, so it's a 16 to hit Ty.
I'll deflect missiles and reduce the damage by 11.
It does no damage to you. You just catch it out of the air.
Then I'll spend a key point and throw it back.
Nice. Do it.
AC 13 for 5 damage.
The AC 13 is going to miss your target.
Bummer.
Is that cave actually there?
Actually, the 13 hits the target because the armor class is currently factoring his shield, which he's using a short bow, so he doesn't have. So it hits for 5 damage, and it knocks the goblin out of the tree that he's hiding in, and he falls to the ground, out of sight.
Right.
Like the ground on the cliff?
Yeah,
like
on the cliff. No, he doesn't fall down to where you are. He falls to the ground up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quick question. Is that cave actually there?
Yes,
Or
it is
that
there.
just-
There is a cave there.
Alright, cool.
Yep. Okay, the other goblin that is up there is going to fire at Talus with a short bow. That is a 12 to hit, so this one misses you, Talus, as you are much more prepared for their presence. The next one is going to fire down. I don't want to make him bigger. Stop that. Let's see. This guy is going to fire down at. I'm going to say he's going to fire at Sentry, since Sentry is this big metal thing right in the middle of everything. And that is a 20 to hit. So
Nice.
3 damage to you, Sentry. You're still tough as
Yay.
nails. And then the last one, I think, has a best line of sight also to Talus, so he's going to take a pot shot at him.
Oh boy.
That one's going to hit for 5 damage.
Oof.
The goblins are then going to move back away from the cliff and use their bonus action to try and hide again in these trees. You're just going to move around. Let's see what they roll. Alright. Let's see. Everybody's passive perceptions I have up here as well. No. Lucy, why does your passive perception keep disappearing? What's your passive?
My passive perception. This is 11. Yep.
Okay. Alright, they get out of sight from everyone as they back away from the edge of the cliff and just kind of move around. Ty.
Great. I'm going to try to climb up the cliff.
Okay, sure.
Athletics?
Yes, athletics, please.
So 15?
Yeah, that'll get you up the cliff. It is 15 feet, so it'll take all of your movement to get up there, but, well, actually, you're a monk.
It will not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have the athlete feat, so I can
nice.
Climb at regular speed.
Very nice.
So
cool.
That's, 15, and once I'm here, can I see that guy? Or is he still hidden?
Yeah, you can see him. You can see him. He's down below that tree over there.
Okay. Then let's see, that was 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is almost fast enough. I guess. Okay, I guess I will step of the wind and get all the way over to him.
Okay.
And I will hit him with the quarterstaff.
Go for it.
That is
that is a critical hit.
And I will choose to deal non-lethal damage.
Okay. I will also let you know that the way I do criticals is maximum plus the die roll instead of two dice plus your bonus. It'll be maximum plus the die roll. And I think there are ways that you can like set that so that it does that automatically. But yeah, so it'll be 11 plus the die roll, so it would be 11 plus 1, so 12. Which you knock the goblin to the ground, and he goes unconscious from your blow.
Done.
All right. Sentry, you have a couple bugbears.
Sentry looks. Yeah. Sentry takes a look around and addresses the group.
Imperial Codex dictates retreat into the cave to get out of range of ranged combatants. Please advise.
Before moving 5 feet to the north and attacking the bugbear between him and Kolak with advantage.
Yes, indeed.
He holds his hand back, and in it appears a large greatsword with a crystal orb embedded into the crossguard. As it vanishes from the tree and bandit corpse it had been embedded in about 15 miles away.
Nice.
He swings horizontally at the bugbear between him and Kolak. At 17.
Yeah, that'll hit.
12 slashing damage.
Nice. You show Kolak how it's done, as it is still... As this bugbear is still fending off his bite, he is defenseless to your blow, and you slam your sword into the back of the creature, just causing a ton of devastation. It's
DM
still
just
standing.
Stoking those fires.
Of course I am.
Stoking them subtly.
What? Subtle?
Does it drop him?
It does not.
Okay, then I'm going to use Second Wind to finish his ass off.
You mean
adrenaline surge?
No, it's not adrenaline
it's
surge.
action
It's
surge.
action surge.
Action surge. Yeah.
My bad. Yeah.
It's all right. All right. You swing for a 15, and that is going to miss the bugbear. This time, it kind of just deflects off his armor.
Okay. Sure thing. With that action surge, I also get a Oops, my bad.
That's not the right
Sorry,
spell.
I didn't mean to click that. Nope. No, but I don't. I was just checking to make sure that I didn't have any.
Do you have a bonus action at all? Is summoning your weapon? Is that an action or a bonus action?
That is the bonus action.
Okay.
So summoning it is the bonus action.
Okay, and then you attacked once, and then you attacked twice the second time with your action surge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to. No, I think I'm out of action economy.
I think so. Are you gonna stand your ground or move any? Or are you gonna move any more?
he's gonna stay.
Okay.
He's-
All right. The bugbear is going to take advantage of the fact that Kolak is surrounded, even though he wants to strike at the Warforged behind him. And so you are going to take attacks with advantage from both bugbears.
AC 17.
Miss from the first one, hit with the second one, and you're going to take 16 piercing damage from that guy.
Half that.
Half
Oh.
that. Yeah. Let me just see. Yep. Making sure it's... Yep. So you take half. So you take 8.
Alrighty.
And then the second... so yeah, you... they both attack you and swing. The first one, it misses you, but the second one gets the shot in as you're still trying to chow down on that guy's Morning Star. Talus, you finally have a chance to do something besides get shot. What are you doing?
Fine. So Talus is going to start by retreating, as recommended by his Warforged friend, retreating a little more into this cave
Okay.
to find some cover, and then he's going to take out his war drum and start playing a little chant, and he's going to use Healing Word on himself at level 1.
Good call. Nice. You get 8 hit points back, which is really handy right now.
And then he's going to use Vicious Mockery on the one closer to Sentry.
Okay. That creature will make a Wisdom save.
And subtract that funky 4.
Yes.
Loose.
Yes, he will. So the save is already going to fail. It rolled a 10 before the d4, but we'll go ahead and see what the d4 brings. So it's rolling an 8. And so it takes 4 psychic damage. And go ahead.
4 psychic damage and has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Yes, it does. Lucy, they no longer have disadvantage on their checks, on their saves. So,
Can I ask a question?
absolutely.
I have this ability where I can push people around with my mind.
Right.
Like hypothetically, I was to push a monster. Would they get an attack of opportunity at all?
They would
Like,
not.
if I-
Forced movement never provokes attacks of opportunity.
I wasn't sure on that.
Yep. No worries.
But for now, can I do any kind of roll to see if I can tell how badly the closer bugbear is doing?
I mean, he got slashed in the back with a huge greatsword, and he doesn't look very, very great. Like his entire, blood is pouring down his butt and legs as he is trying to fight Kolak.
Okay.
The other one has not been hit at all. So, if you think Lucy needs to make a roll to assess the difference between the two, that's up to you, but I think she can figure it out.
I mean, the other one got hit once by my
Sure.
thing, right?
Yep, yeah.
I think I'm gonna chill touch the one that's doing badly.
Okay.
He doesn't.
Yeah, unfortunately, the chill touch does not have an effect on the bugbear.
Oh well.
Are you moving or have a bonus action at all?
I think I'm also gonna take Sentry up on that offer. Head towards the cave.
Okay. If you you can go right ahead and move towards the cave, and Kolak, you are still surrounded by these two bugbear.
Go ahead and try and take another bite out of this guy.
The one that's between you and Sentry, correct?
Yes, indeed.
Go ahead.
It's going to be that. 19.
19 will hit for sure. And
14 damage.
yeah, you you tear into him. You just kind of push his Morning Star out of the way, and you go for the jugular. And go ahead.
As a note, he does restore 3 HP every time he bites somebody.
Nice.
So it's just kind of like he's kind of absorbing strength from the blood that he's biting out of them.
Right.
So
nice.
There's a bit of a misty effect as a result of that.
Okay. The goblins up on the ridge, seeing that things are not going well, they are going to not come out of hiding. They're going to do their best to slip the hell away.
Sentry's going to chime in. Well, no, he couldn't see them in the first place.
No, nobody could see them. They were hidden in the trees, so they just kind of slip out of... They never come back into sight. I'll just put it that way. Ty?
Well, I couldn't really see them over there before, but I knew that arrows were coming from there.
Yes, you
did.
So
I am... Yeah, so I'm assuming, like, off the top of this map, I can, like, walk on ground over there?
You can, yes.
Okay. So I'm just gonna run over, so I'll take, like, I guess, like, 8 squares will get me, like, around over to here.
Yes.
And if I still can't see them, I'll use my action to dash and just come a little further. And should I make a perception check to see if I can...
Yeah, make a perception check against their stealth roll.
Okay. 15?
Hold on, I have to go back up and see what their stealth roll was. Yeah, you spot them. They are kind of keeping low to the ground and moving like from like bush to bush in this kind of up on this ridge, and you can see them. They're 60 feet away from you, but you can see them.
Okay. I call out in Goblin. This road is under the protection of Priestess Aurica, and you may not return. And then I dust my hands off, like that ought to show him.
The goblins don't stop running away. So you are successful in scaring them off. They have not stopped running away.
Perfect.
Sentry?
Sentry is going to move to flank the bugbear.
Sure.
And attack him.
Go right ahead. Make your strike.
No 17 hits.
The 17 hits.
Wow, we have really been in need of these advantage rolls.
I get to 1 second. I get to re-roll the 2
on the damage.
I rolled a 5 and a yeah.
Yes.
Weapon fighting.
So go ahead and roll another d6. You keep whatever's left.
A 2. All right, that's fine.
So 10 damage. Oh god. I gotta... he takes the 10 damage in stride. And considering the situation he's in, he is going to try to move out of being flanked by the two of you and around the back of Sentry. So, Kolak, you can go ahead and take an attack of opportunity on the bugbear.
Will do. Kidding me.
You're going to miss as he moves just too quickly for your snap to grab him. And he is going to attempt to attack Sentry from behind with his Morning Star. 13 does not hit, or maybe it slams against your metal frame uselessly.
Yeah.
Talus?
Wonk.
Hello.
You're in the cave.
Let's see. Talus is in the cave. Here's what Talus is going to do. He hears goblins fleeing. He sees a bugbear going. First of all, he's going to use his a point of bardic inspiration
Okay.
and give that to Century. Let me just roll that real quick.
Go ahead.
Wow, that's real bad.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think your bardic inspiration.
and-
You don't have to roll your bardic inspiration. He just gets to roll that when
Oh,
to add it
that's right,
whatever
that's
he
right,
wants.
that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So you're fine. That
Okay,
you just
you
got a
can
bad
ignore
roll
that.
out of the way. You just got a bad roll out of the way. That's all.
And then 1 second, I just need to check. Does anyone know what the range of a spear is?
10 feet.
Only
No,
10
no.
feet? Okay.
To throw it or to thrust
To throw
with
it.
it. To throw it, I don't know off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
I think it's
I'll check real quick.
2060.
Okay, so it would be disadvantage with.
I think
in
you're
that
right. I
case-
think it is 2060. Yep.
In that case, Talus is going to move out of the cave. There. And then he is going to chuck his spear at the remaining bugbear.
Okay. Go ahead and make the roll to do that. You chuck your spear at the bugbear, and it slams into the tree next to him, and just kind of like makes that wah sound as it hits the tree.
Boy.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be my turn. then.
Okay. Lucy, it is your action.
Great. Can I see the bugbear from where I am currently, or is there too many people in the way?
You can see the bugbear from where you are currently, but it would have like 3/4 cover from a ranged attack. But you have line of sight, depending on what you're trying to do. I will also tell you, you're starting to hear something from inside the cave.
Well, I'm gonna move away from the cave. I think I'll move. Would he still have 3/4 cover, and would that apply to magic missile at all?
No, it doesn't. Magic missile is never blocked by cover, because they just like home in on their target. And no, he would not have 3/4 cover anymore. You have a clear line of sight to him there.
Great. I would like to cast magic missile on him.
Sure.
And if it's all right, I'd like to roll my psionic die to see if I can do it without any somatic components.
Sure, go ahead.
And I can, because it's a level 1.
Nice.
So I just stand there. But
So you just stand over there and you fire 3 missiles at the creature. So go ahead and
Yeah.
roll the damage 3 times, 1 for each missile.
Just as a note, magic missile cannot miss unless they cast shield, in which case it's automatically a miss.
Yep, exactly.
It's literally the only way to protect against it.
He is in terrible shape after taking all 3 of those missile strikes. He stands there kind of swaying a little, his mace looking heavy in his hands as he tries to prepare for what might be coming next. Kolak?
Gonna go ahead and move my butt down here,
All right,
and we're gonna go ahead and try and get another bite out of him.
go for it.
Wow.
A lot of snow.
Jeez.
I just want to go ahead and point out that I have rolled a 12 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times.
Okay,
In this fight.
I'm going to suggest that you relaunch Roll20 after this combat is over. Okay?
Yeah. There seems to be some sort of problem here.
Yeah,
Just
that
to
was
be
happening.
sure.
That was happening to somebody the other day. They were getting the same rolls over and over again. It was both their attack and damage roll was coming up the exact same roll. like 2 or 3 times in a row, and so the RNG seemed to work itself out once they reloaded. So we'll finish this combat, and then you can go ahead and reconnect.
All right.
Also, rolling a D0 resets the robot.
Does it?
Yeah, because it's technically it's technically an invalid command, but it's recognized by the roll system, so it basically forces a result, and then it'll work.
Interesting.
Like if Alex, go ahead and
I'll just. There's another 12, but
yeah,
I mean that one would have hit. But yeah, I
don't know. All right, Ty. The goblins have run. What are you doing now?
It seems like they've got this hobgoblin situation down there under control. So I'm just going to move dash back over to the unconscious goblin.
Okay.
Here.
Sure.
And I guess secure him.
Sure. Do you have I guess you have rope or something on you that you can do that with.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep, and that's it
for
me.
Sentry?
Kia! He doesn't say that, but
there you go.
That will definitely hit as you slam your two-handed sword into him and end this bugbear's life.
Get to reroll. Let's see. There's another 2.
The bugbear goes down in a blaze of steel, and the small sound that Lucy was hearing, growing louder from the cave, suddenly makes itself present as the last bugbear goes down. And a brown bear emerges from the cave.
Kolak is ecstatic. Oh, yes.
Ty, you see the bear out of the corner of your eye emerge from the cave and start moving towards the road.
I knew there was going to be a bear.
The bear kind of looks around and assesses what all these creatures around it who have disturbed its home, and just kind of roars loudly at all of you.
I say, look out! Bears are dangerous, guys.
Bugbear's dead.
Bear, you have infringed upon our picnic. Prepare to be assimilated. Prepare to be eradicated.
Oh my god. The bear, after growling, since it's standing over where you are having your picnic, it starts pawing and chomping on the food that is left out on the blanket. Talus, what are you doing? This bear is here eating your food.
You need that.
Where's the dogs?
Oh, well, as soon as the fighting started, Talus sort of pushed the dogs towards the cart, so they're kind of hiding underneath.
Okay, they're hiding under the cart. Understood.
Yeah, they're not for the fighting.
They're not attack dogs.
You've woken the bear with your drumming in its cave.
Yeah, it's kind of an angry bear going on here. Let's see what I can do about this. Talus is going to... Talus is going to move towards the bear.
Okay.
And then he is going to keep beating the drum, and he is going to continually beat it louder until he casts. So the bear has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Sure.
As a massive amount of sound emanates off of this drum.
All right, you slam the thunder wave at it with the increasing loudness of your playing, and it fails its Constitution save, being thrown back into the cave. Because it gets pushed back 10 feet, right?
Yep.
Or is it more?
Back into the cave. No, I think it's empty.
Okay. It gets thrown back into the cave and takes 10 damage from the thunder wave. It kind of like rolls backwards as it's knocked off its feet and rolls into the cave.
Now just close it.
Lucy, this bear just rolled back into its home. What are you doing?
I'm not sure Lucy wants to fight a bear. Does it look like it's about to come back out and kill everyone? Can I tell at all?
I mean, at the moment, it's just kind of like on its side, having been rolled back inside of this opening in the rocks.
I'm gonna try to continue just rolling it with my mind further into the cave.
Okay. Move it.
I love this party.
Yeah, it's fantastic so far.
I'm gonna move here and I'm gonna...
You can telekinetically shove a creature you can see within 30 feet of you. Roll your psionic talent die. The target must succeed on a strength save 14.
So it only moves 5 feet.
Okay. Well, equal to 5 times the numbered roll. So yeah, 5 feet if it fails its strength save.
But my psionic die is now because I rolled the lowest.
Is now what?
1d8.
Yes, it is. The bear saves. You go to push it, and it just kind of braces itself against whatever this strange force is that's pressing against it. Kolak, the bear is in its home. Are you leaving it there?
Don't I still have a bonus action?
Oh, well, that was a bonus action, so technically you have an action.
Can I do another bonus action as an action?
You cannot.
Okay. Okay, in that case, I'm fine.
Okay.
Damn. Well, he's raging right now. He's not thinking.
He is raging. Do what Kolak would do.
Gonna come up here and gonna throw a javelin at it.
Okay. I'm gonna say that that throwing a javelin into a cave. Did Dragonborn get dark vision? I can't remember.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. Okay, fine. You can see it fine. Go ahead.
Okay, so that's gonna be that. 13.
13 pierces the bear's hide.
Alrighty. That's actually 10 damage for the +2 for raging.
Correct. The bear is bloody and has a javelin sticking out of its side. This poor bear. Any bonus actions? This poor bear wanted to know what was going on outside its cave, and it's getting pounded. Kolak, do you have any bonus actions? I'm sorry, Talus. Go ahead.
Talus just wanted the bear to go back inside of the cave.
Which it has.
Victory achieved.
Okay. Well, Ty will come to the edge of the cliff, get out his sling, ready in action to attack the bear if it gets close to any party member.
Okay.
And just say, guys, that bear looks pretty mad. Done.
Okay. Lundy, the dark vision on the Dragonborn, is that a feature of the race, a racial feature, or is that from
Yeah, that's a racial feature.
Huh. There's just there's a considerable amount of questioning in chat.
Oh, wait a minute. It is a racial feature, but it's It's the Explorer's Guide version.
Oh, Wild Mount version?
Yeah. I think that's what I was looking at.
Gotcha. Alright, did you take the Draken Blood, or did you take the standard Dragonborn? The standard Dragonborn increases your strength and charisma. The Draken Blood increases your...
No, it's Ravenite.
Oh, Ravenite? You took the Ravenite one?
Strength and con as well. Yeah.
Ravenite also gets dark vision.
Yes,
yeah.
it does. Okay, that's fine. That is fine with me. I am fine with that.
My bad. That must have been the one that I was looking at.
That is completely okay. I did not put restrictions on Wildermount, so that is fine. I am completely happy to accept your character as it is. I just wanted to make sure it was clear between us and the people in chat who are questioning it that we are using that version of it. So that's fine with me. Okay, Ty, you're readying an action to take care of to do something to the bear if anybody gets attacked by it.
Yeah.
Okay. The bear, outmatched and having stolen some food and being attacked with spears, will wander further back into its cave. Kind of giving a one last, like, growl at all of you as it does. It is going to wander deeper into the cave. Are any of you planning to pursue the bear into the cave?
At the moment, Kolak really wants to kill a bear.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
Lucy's good.
Okay. So let's
We don't really need to fight it.
The bear returns to the cave.
Sentry is preparing to use handle animal on Kolak.
Talus, what are you doing? Are you doing anything?
Talus doesn't feel the need to pursue the bear.
Okay. I'm assuming Lucy already said she doesn't. So, Kolak, are you chasing the bear into its cave?
Give me a second. So it's going to be a normal roll. Yes.
Okay.
So he's going to chase the bear.
Kolak, the bear has moved 30 feet further into the cave from where you are now. So you will have to dash to get to it, I think.
Oh, won't necessarily dash. We'll just move another 30 feet and throw another spear at it.
All right, go ahead, throw a javelin.
All right.
Oh, can I draw Kolak's attention?
You could try. Yes.
You can attempt to.
Right. I'm gonna use Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
What role would it be?
What are you?
1d6.
What are you trying to do exactly to get his attention?
Really, just shout at him, and be like, "Hey, asshole! Don't attack the bear."
All right,
But not say it like that.
play it out. why don't you play out what you're doing and
that's it.
Are you using a specific ability or feature, or just trying to get his attention?
It's really 1 second. All right, so Sentry gets closer to Kolak and says,
Dragonborn, this bear is not our target. We have corpses to take care of. Regain your focus before we're forced to deal with you as well.
I suppose that gives him. I'll go ahead and give him advantage for people trying to stop him.
Well, I'll do this. Make a persuasion roll, Sentry. You can add the 1d6. Yep, absolutely.
I love it.
Are you adding the d6?
Not even a crit fail.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's a 5. Kolak, you really hate this guy, or not hate him, but you really want to eat this guy.
The bear or the robot?
Both.
Both. He got them both. Let's see. So, high or low, Sentry?
Let's go high.
All right. I am mad at you for trying to stop me, but I'm going to keep going after this bear.
right, go ahead and make your javelin attack at the bear. Oh, you did. It's a 13. That hits.
Oh, no, that was earlier.
Oh, that was the earlier one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Make another javelin throw. Yeah, that hits. That's
Another
another
10
8 damage. You hear the bear roar in pain from within the cave, and you probably have moved forward at this point.
Yes, I have.
So,
Just signify that.
anyone reacting, or is Kolak going to get another spear throw on this bear, or...
I am unclear. Are we on the side of this bear, or are we protecting the bear? I need to know these things.
Ty, what are you doing after Kolak throws his javelin? He's moved into the cave mouth.
I'm just gonna yell after him. Well, I hope you got a big appetite.
Okay. Kolak, as you've run into the cave and have chucked another spear at this bear is no longer feeling that retreat is its best course of action and decides to eat the thing trying to hurt it. You have cornered the bear in its cave, and it is going to react like a cornered animal. It charges you, and it's going to bite and claw at you.
Okay.
That's going to be
AC 17.
Yep, 13, first one. It fails to hit with its first claw, and it fails to hit with all 3 of its strikes as you are just... It can't get through your dragonborn hide.
He is going to snarl in response and counter with his own bite. And we're going to go ahead and reckless attack this.
Go ahead.
18.
Yeah, you strike.
11.
And you...
Get another 3 HP back as well.
You eat the bear.
Yeah. Ah! It's dead now?
You take the bear down with your massive bite.
You're just... Everyone outside is just hearing just snarling noises.
You guys think that the bear is mauling Kolak. You just heard the bear charge and roar, and all of a sudden, immediately afterwards, you hear these snarls and snapping sounds, and the sound of just a bloody gorging, and then Kolak walks out, dragging the body of this bear with him.
He's going to settle down a little bit as he takes a lot of breaths to himself, and his maw is going to go back to normal size. That was not intended.
It looked fairly intentional.
Yeah, Sentry's already tossing bugbear corpses into the back of the truck.
Yeah.
Back of the Ford truck.
Yeah, back of the truck. I got some
Back of the pickup.
Yeah.
All right, you begin
Collect the corpses.
You begin to gather up the bodies of these bugbears, and Ty, you have the...
Yeah, so I'll lower down the body of the dead one with a rope, and if someone will untie the rope, I'll then lower down the unconscious one and come down after it.
Okay.
Kolak's going to go deeper into the cave and see if this bear had cubs.
All right. I will let you go deeper into the
Wait,
cave.
don't go after the babies.
Well, he's just double checking.
Okay. Ty, you lower down the goblins. Kolak, you go into the cave, and as you reach the back of the cave, you just find an empty den. There are bones of creatures that the bear has eaten back here. There's just evidence of it snacking on whatever it can find off the side of the road. It is there's a humanoid body in here. You're not really sure what it is, but it's been mostly picked clean.
Can I perceive anything that might be of use on any of these things?
Yeah,
like
give me a search roll, sure.
Whoops. Not meant to be with advantage, so 16.
Okay. You find in the cave sorry. You find amongst the humanoid body a belt pouch, kind of lying underneath whatever this thing was. And inside is well, roll a d6 for me.
Alrighty.
There's a couple of tiny gems inside this pouch. It looks like there might have been food or something in here because it's covered in bear slobber, but yeah, there's just this pouch with these tiny gems.
I'll go ahead and take that.
Okay. And I'm gonna.
Quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
How much of the cave can Tellus make out from where he is approximately? Because he also has dark.
Sure, it goes back and curves in a little bit beyond beyond your line of sight where Kolak had kind of gone back in. The cave itself is maybe goes back for maybe about 20-25 feet and then curves to the left and opens up into this bear's den. That's probably just like a 15-foot radius space.
Okay. In that case, Talus is just going to call into the cave. Find anything?
Yes! And he just kind of comes around the curve and holds up a bag. Couple of gems. The bear apparently liked eating people, too.
Century, in spite of finding that berry bush, you've kind of noticed that that as far as things growing out here, it's pretty arid. These hills are... You feel like you remember a time when these hills were lush and green, but right now it just seems like it's hit a dry season. I will leave you to loading up the goblins on the cart and deciding what exactly you plan to do next. And we are going to take a short break so that we can, use restrooms or whatever we need to do real quick. And then we will be back.
Alrighty.
5 minutes? 10 minutes?
Actually, I was gonna suggest that we take a short rest because a short rest is only like an hour, right?
That is only like
That
an hour.
too. And we'll go ahead and wait for the goblin to be conscious so that we can interrogate it, see if there's like a camp of these things.
Okay. We'll be right back, and you guys take a short rest. we have returned. For those of you who stuck around through the break, thank you so much for watching us play D&D and hanging out with us while we have a good time. Just a quick reminder, I'll just make this announcement one more time, that we are currently running a contest. If you use the link below in the panels to share on your social media accounts, there is a tracker with it that will give you points, and if you hit the top of the leaderboard at the end of 2 weeks, we are giving away some free mystery minis, courtesy of our sponsor at Farboco. So, yeah, share the stream. Get it out there. Anyway, you have gathered up the bodies of the goblins and the bugbears. You've loaded them onto the cart and have taken some time to rest. In that time, Ty, would you have let the party know that you chased off a couple of the goblins?
I let them know that they won't be bothering us anymore.
You all finish your rest, kind of patching up what arrow holes are in you from the previous encounter.
So, have a goblin prisoner who we should talk to.
You do. You have a goblin prisoner. They have regained consciousness.
Ever the charismatic one, Sentry takes a step forward to interrogate the goblin.
As I was sure he would.
Realizes he does not speak goblin, so he takes a step back.
Well, Ty does speak goblin.
Okay.
And so I'll ask him how come he and his buddies were attacking the road.
In an effort to aid in the interrogation, Kolok's just kind of gonna kneel next to Ty, and he's just gonna stare at the goblin unblinkingly with blood still dripping from his mouth.
The goblin kind of tries to skitter as far away from Kolok as he can with whatever movement he has available to him, and is glancing between you, Ty, and this evil, angry, bloodthirsty, dragonborn creature that is before him. Something he's never even seen in his life, just staring down at him. And then he looks back to you, Ty, and he says in kind of a squeaky, unsure, confused, and anxious voice, we're told to. The hobgoblins, they have us we get supplies. Supplies. That's why. Yes, we get supplies.
So the hobgoblins give you supplies so that you attack the road, or you steal supplies from the road because the hobgoblins told you to?
Yes.
Cool. And who's the boss? The hobgoblins?
Yes. They're bigger and stronger, so yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that does check out. So, do you think they're going to stop now? Are there a lot more of you guys out there?
Yes. Or yes.
So I look back over at the rest of the group, kind of confused. Look back, and I'll say in common, "Hey, do you speak common?"
Hold on. In Goblin, he responds, "No."
So to common to the rest of the guys, I'm like, I don't think this guy knows very much, but there's a bunch of hobgoblins that are in charge that are getting supplies by stealing them from people on the road, and he might at least know where they are.
He will lead us or he will die.
Okay. So I look back to the goblin and say, could you show us where the hobgoblins are?
Yes.
Okay. So I think that's what we're gonna do together.
Why?
Great, it's settled. Oh, well, if you don't, I think my friends want to kill you.
But hobgoblins will kill me.
I guess we'll get to see who does it first.
Protect him. We can protect him. He's just an exploited worker.
Yes, you protect Gob. He says it in Goblin. I mean,
Okay.
I understand Common.
That was the most suspicious thing I've ever heard, but I'm gonna believe him.
He's saying these things in Goblin, so if you're speaking in Goblin and if you're speaking in Common, he's responding in Goblin.
Just holding a conversation where you can't understand what the other person is saying at all.
Said,
And if you are
I can
speaking
tell
in
you-
Common, he is actually like responding to what you're saying as if he understands Common. He's just saying,
he's not speaking it.
but he's only speaking in Goblin. And when he realizes he answered your statement that was in Common in Goblin, he immediately backtracked and said, "I don't speak Common. I don't know what she said."
Just gotta clarify.
Has our captive elected death?
No, I think he'll show us where to go. And I go back to him in Goblin. Look, the priestess in Ridgefort, she's just gonna keep sending people until the attacks on the road stop. So you can show us, or someone else is gonna come along and make you show them. But I think that's what we're doing now. So I guess we're gonna pack up and go. And I just say, yeah, he'll show us where.
He hasn't said anything.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, even after you're done talking, he doesn't say anything. He just kind of looks around, like his eyes darting between each one of you.
Can I eat him?
Don't we need him?
Well,
before?
if you eat him, he won't show us where they went.
Did he agree to that?
I look back at him. Let's say yes for convenience.
Goblins contain small bones. Kolak, I do not think eating a goblin is a good idea.
I can spit them out.
How sturdy would you say goblin bones? Are they good bones?
They snap easily. I know that.
Not good bones, then.
The goblin is looking more and more terrified as you say this, and he has wet himself.
Aw, I feel bad for this guy. Can't we just protect him when he shows us?
He just tried. He and his people just tried killing you not an hour ago. Why do you feel bad for it?
If anybody stops paying attention to the goblin, he is going to start trying to scoot himself closer to Lucy, if possible.
I don't know. He's cute. I mean, he didn't kill. I didn't get hurt, so
he is kind of like
him if he shot me.
He's kind of like
one of the ones that shot me.
You guys are all asking these questions, and he's shaking his head vigorously when you start asking that. And he has like crawled his way in his tied up, pathetic way, has crawled his way over to Lucy and is like grabbing at the hem of your pants and is just like looking up at you with like puppy eyes. Nice lady, no hurt, Gob.
that in common?
Yes.
Oh, we can't hurt him. I pat him on the head. I'm like, I'll take responsibility for him. I'll protect him. You guys don't have to put in the effort.
Bald human, do we have a course of action?
So,
Our goblin friend here can show us the way, or maybe someone could track the other two that ran off, but they may not head directly back to their camp.
Gob will help you if you protect Gob. Yes. Yeah.
I'll protect you if you
No.
show us.
Don't eat
Well,
Gob.
great.
Don't eat Gob.
Well, this sounds perfect then. He'll just show us.
And you keep Gob safe. Gob be safe.
I promise to keep Gobby safe.
Who is feeding him? This is big responsibility. As owner of 4 dogs, I know. It's important you watch every day.
Hey, Bob, do you like beef jerky?
Gob nods vigorously.
I toss him a little piece.
Gob sniffs around. Dog?
You like dog?
Gob nods vigorously.
Talus is gonna do a little whistle, and then his dogs will come out from off the cart and kind of go over.
How big are these dogs? Are they...
Sled dogs.
Yeah, they're sled dogs, so they're pretty big. They're like big husky types.
Okay. So, that's fine. Gob is, like... He's got his hands... I'm assuming he's got, like, his hands and his feet tied. And he just, like, when the dogs come out, he's, like, got his hands, like, his wrists are tied together, and he's just, like, clapping his hands excitedly at the sight of the dogs. Gob have warg.
Well, what is that type of dog?
Oh. No. Maybe?
It's a big, mean old dog.
A Gobwork baby. And he kind of looks down.
You want pet dogs?
I can
Make
have
you feel
them?
better? No, you pet them. They my dogs.
Oh, I thought you said you want to know if I would like to pet the dogs, not if I wanted a pet dog.
Everyone wants pet dog. I ask if you want to pet my dogs.
Yeah, I would. I'll pet your dogs. I like petting dogs. The more he's talking, like the better at common he's speaking. Like he tried to feign that he was bad at speaking common, but he's just like it's just like rolling out at this point.
He's too caught up in the dogs.
Absolutely.
Impatient.
Speaking Goblin right now?
What's that?
Are we all speaking Goblin right now?
Impatiently, Sentry's gonna pick up the bound goblin and toss him on top of the corpses in the back of the wagon.
Oof! Why?
I'm going to sort of snarl at him. Show us where the rest are.
Like, which rest?
Other goblins.
Which other goblins?
Hobgoblins, the hired you, maybe?
Female, he seems to have bonded with you. We move out in 2 minutes.
We have to go. Gob Road.
It's okay. Can I try to calm him at all? Do I need to make a roll?
Yeah,
for
make a persuasion check to try and calm him down. Now that the Dragonborn has been yelling at him, like red bloody spittle is like shooting from Kolok's yelling. Oh, you kind of go ahead.
Oh, just hey, it's okay, we're gonna protect you, and there's nothing to worry about. These guys are real scary, but I've known them for a couple hours, and I'm doing just
Alright, everybody gets an inspiration point for this interaction right here. This whole interaction is fantastic. Everybody gets an inspiration point. Gob kind of is just like a sniffling child right now as you are calming him, and Gob is by no means an attractive looking creature. He looks like a nasty goblin, but he is just like playing up the love right now. He's kind of like giving the big old puppy eyes up at Lucy, and just he starts darting like ha glances over at Kolak as Lucy starts like taking care of him. And then Gob says, Gob will show you to. Gob will show you. He'll show you to the hobgoblins.
Good. Let's go.
Gob want to ride dog?
His eyes go wide and he nods.
He's gonna stay tied up.
Oh yes, no, the down stay, but dog can carry.
You guys head back off, and Gob starts pointing out which way to go. You have to leave the road itself, and go up. Like, you go about a mile down the road, and you see where this ridge, the ridge that's on this current map, you kind of see where it starts tapering off so that you can round up onto it. He starts pointing you in the direction that you have so asked him to go, and you find yourself looping back around to the top of the ridge, looking down on where you had just camped, again after about a mile backtracking. And then you're following the path of where Ty, you saw those goblins kind of running to as you quote unquote told them what for and scared them off. And
is there like a trail there, like a worn path, or
not right where you had seen them, but after a few moments you do see that there is a worn path that you come up to. It's kind of like a deer path, and it goes up this rocky hillside. You get to the point where you're not sure if the cart is going to make it up this path. It narrows, and it's just between hills and rocks and trees.
If we're being led in the wrong direction by this thing,
well, I saw them run off this way, so.
Is it okay if we leave the cart? Would Aurica get mad at us? Was that part of it? I mean, we just had to clear the road.
How?
Yeah, I don't think Aurica
the cart
cared
was
about
just
the
the
cart.
bait.
How far from the road are we right now?
As you follow this path, you're a ways from the road at this point. I'd say like 500 feet or more away from the road.
Okay.
And you're up on that ridge, right? You're not down where the road was. You're on the next elevated level.
All right. Sentry is going to ask the goblin how much further. Or, sorry. Forgot the modulator, but you get what I'm saying.
Yes. The goblin says, this trail goes a little far. Not that far. Not much farther.
Should scout ahead so he doesn't walk us right into a trap.
You're tougher than who normally comes down this road.
Aw, that's sweet.
Hold up a sec.
I am not suited for stealth.
Well,
Other
I
course
could
of
go.
action would be advised.
We usually kill people a lot easier than that. Or at least scare them off. Take their things. Much easier. You guys are not normal people.
Well, we were specifically hired to stop you. So it'd be kind of sad if we weren't better.
Oh no. They won't like that. No. What's he? And he points to Kolok.
That's Kolok.
What is he?
Big lizard
Not a
guy.
lizard.
I don't know, actually.
Hey, Kolok, what are you?
I didn't want to ask.
Descended from dragons.
Like Grandpa descended, or like
The goblin goblin turns his head to one side, confused, and looks at you, and he says, "You're not imaginary."
Yeah, so maybe dragons aren't either.
His eyes go wide. What's that? Is that armor with a mouth? And he points to Century.
It's
point.
a
What are you
golem.
doing?
What's that?
Golok's gonna kind of give a bit of a smirk. It's called a golem.
My feelings have adjusted to compensate for your insensitivity on this matter.
What's that? And he points to Talus.
I am Dallas. What do you want to know?
Why do you have
Alan's a
horns?
demon.
Are you evil?
My father was a demon?
Are you a demon?
No. I do not think so.
I don't know. I don't think demons are nice to dogs.
I have not yet met a demon who is nice to dogs, but I have not met many demons.
So, how close to the encampment? Can we see it yet?
No. Are you scouting ahead, or are you just continuing to, like, move through the woods? Did you guys hide the cart somewhere, or are you just kind of trying to force the cart down this path that doesn't seem to be conducive to having a cart full of bodies on it?
Yeah, I think we should just abandon the cart here and sneak ahead a little bit. I don't really want to just blunder into this thing with him pulling us along.
We're bringing the donkey, right? We can't just leave the donkey.
The donkey can guard the cart.
Will the donkey be... The dogs will guard the donkey.
Okay, that's fine then.
I am not bringing my dogs into this place. It sounds dangerous.
Well, so you tie off the cart and the donkey somewhere and leave the dogs to guard it, and you continue down this deer path that goes further into the wooded hills that lead up to the mountains of the Corthian Mountains. It's miles still to the mountains itself, but miles of climbing hillside. You wind your way up this path, and who is going to be the one to do the scouting?
Ty can scout. He's a sneaky little guy.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth roll. Did you already? Am I? No, that's Lucy's persuasion.
Oh, that's not very good. I am going to
Oh.
use my inspiration.
Good call.
Yeah.
Just roll that again. Yay!
You are not very inspired. Ty, you are moving ahead along the path, trying your best to be stealthy. But there's not. You just keep seeming to step on all the wrong places. The rest of you are not far behind him, far enough that he could try and scout ahead and move in amongst the shadowy bushes. But you just keep hearing him like snap a twig and making some kind of like curse to him, or well, probably not curse, but some kind of a some kind of like reprimand to himself for doing that. He's just, you don't know why you sent him ahead at this point.
I would like to cast the spell message and whisper inspiring and encouraging things to him.
Okay. Are you giving him a bardic inspiration, or no, is that
no, this is Sentry.
Sentry. You okay, what are you whispering to him in your Sentry voice?
Hold up a sec. Let me think about it for a second.
You're really screwing this up for us right now.
I'm
I
also
need you to
going to
do
speak
better.
into his mind, but just using my. He can talk back, and I'm just going like, "Hey, bub, you good? You good, bub?"
So this is to explain his 9 and 8 stealth is because we keep yammering in his ear right now.
Exactly. Sentry's talking in one ear and Lucy's talking in the other as you're moving down this path.
Okay. It's like,
Oh,
okay,
hey,
well,
people right
like,
here, so I'm gonna have to duck out a sec.
air conditioning. Okay, well, I'll try to, like, respond, whisper back to the message, like, it's hard to hear if I'm making noise over all these messages. But I don't see anything yet. I guess I should make a perception check before I confirm
go ahead and make a stealth roll. Or not a stealth roll, a perception roll.
Yeah, perception 17.
Excellent.
Your concern has been noted.
Alright, let me just check this out real quick. So you went a mile up the road, and then you had to turn a mile and go back up this ridge and follow this path that he's led you down, and you've gone up this. You went up through these hills, and you start to realize, Ty, that the ground is leveling off, and then you're actually like you take the you crest a hill, and as you do, you can see a small kind of you see like a flatter area up ahead with tents and a stream and, well, a camp.
Okay. Oh, I see.
You're not necessarily anywhere on this map in particular, but this is what you can. This is what you can see.
Okay. Well, can I try to? Can I get a new stealth roll just for sitting still in a hidey spot
Absolutely.
instead of trying to move around?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, here we go now. Oh boy, this is not my day for sneaking.
It is not.
Wow.
And as you are, as you're up there, kind of trying to sneak around, you feel something sharp and cold press against the base of your neck. And
My neck.
in common, you hear a growl, or the base. You hear a growl. Interloper, you will come to our camp, and we will find out who you are leading here.
You might find out sooner than that.
I'm back. So sorry.
How far back were you, or how far forward were you allowing Ty to go to scout out?
80 feet.
Okay.
That would be Sentry personally. Would be 80 feet ahead.
Callus wouldn't have any input on that specifically.
Okay.
I will slowly turn around to see who has ambushed me.
Keep your eyes front. And he kind of jabs the sharp object a little harder against your skin as you turn to look. March into the camp. You are my prisoner. Cry out, and you will die.
Can we see him at all?
He's gone over the crest of the hill, as I had said. Okay. So if you, once you crest that hill, you will be able to see him.
Okay, well, I am going to...
you should...
I'm going to take some action, so I would...
Hold on. There's dogs barking and two people talking at the same time. I'm sorry. Ty, what are you doing?
Well, I would like to take some actions.
Okay.
In particular, I was going to key point Step of the Wind to disengage.
Okay.
Then, and my jump distance is also doubled for the turn.
It is.
So I'll just backflip up over the top of him. I should be able to clear him.
Absolutely.
And then get a sense of who's there before I decide my next actions.
Okay. You do this, and all of you, as you are coming up the hill, you see Ty's feet kind of crest over the hill and then disappear back behind the hill. And then Ty, as you land, there's a hobgoblin standing before you. You're looking at the back of a tall martial creature. And
it's just a single hobgoblin there?
As you look around, you don't know that you don't see any other goblins right in front of you. Yeah, you just kind of see that there's trees all around you. You're on this downward slope of this hill over this camp, and there is this there's this medium-sized humanoid in chainmail and carrying a shield on his back, and he has a longsword in his hand, which you are assuming he had been pressing to the back of your head just a moment ago.
Yeah. So, since I'm disengaged here, I will, I guess, continue my movement, whatever I've got left from that first jump over him.
Right.
So maybe another 30 feet away, and then use my action to dash another 40 feet back to the party. And be like, hey guys, I found their camp. Also, a guard.
Are they coming at us?
I bet they will.
Great. Great.
Problem solved. They come to
Well,
us.
hey, Gobby didn't lie.
God doesn't lie. God wants to live.
Oh, I can't wait to take out an entire camp of these guys.
Do we have a plan, or
Their forces will be subjugated in the name of the Empire.
The name of the who?
I don't know.
Empire?
It's this thing he keeps saying.
Oh, I didn't know if that was an OOC, like you didn't understand what I said.
Oh no, that was Lucy.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay, sorry, my bad.
Nobody knows what the Empire is. Well, everybody knows what the Empire was.
What's Oregon?
How far away from the crest of the ridge are we?
From the crest of the ridge, you like back where you had camped, or where you just ran from?
Like where we...
Where you had camped
I don't know
earlier,
that
or where Ty had just run away from, back to you.
Where we are right now. Like how far... So Ty was 80 feet in front of us.
Yes.
And we would still conceivably be moving this whole time.
Yeah. So let's say in that time span that all of that took place, it's been you're probably about 50 feet from the crest of that hill.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna just throw some things that Ty probably had seen as he was looking down at this camp on here real quick. But there would have been some goblins and stuff hanging out here. Okay. What are you guys going to do? He's informed you that a guard had caught sight of him.
Well, my plan was to get to the ridge and shoot at the guard.
Okay. Alright, yes, you can get to the ridge, and the guard is still kind of standing there, like has turned around to see where this human went. So if you're about 50 feet from the ridge, you could dash up the ridge and you'd be able to see this. Or you're probably not 50 feet from the ridge. You're probably 50 feet from where Ty had been. So you can run up the side of the ridge and would be able to get a pot shot off at this guard. But he's coming up the ridge in the direction that that Ty had run off to.
So he's conceivably heading towards us.
Yes, and you're heading towards him. So why don't we roll initiative real quick?
Okay.
Just to make things safe. Or you guys roll initiative, so this way I can figure out exactly what's going to happen. Okay, cool.
Okay, I did not have a token on the... Oh, we gotta place the token.
Yeah, you gotta place your tokens. Just throw them... Just throw them somewhere for now, and I'll tell you where to put them. I'll move them around.
Great. That first one was awesome. Second one, not so much.
Oh, we'll keep whatever... Just because you weren't clicking it, like, keep the original roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just change it.
I don't know how to do that. Oh. Dang. Alright.
We'll learn you.
Yay, thank you.
Palace is a little slow on the draw this,
Today, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's the heat. It's getting to him.
Okay. Alright. You guys, you crest the ridge. Let's see. So Ty comes back, tells you about the guard, and Sentry, you just dart forward to deal with this thing, correct?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much, yeah.
As you rush up, you see that this goblin, this hobgoblin, is looking for Ty. Like, he is kind of just following the direction that Ty ran off to, just kind of looking for him, keeping low and holding. He's drawn his shield at this point and is holding his sword. And that's what you see as you crest the top of this hill. He is kind of downhill from you a little bit, and you know, this is what you see.
Am I able to get within melee range and attack him?
I would say no. You'll probably, but you could make like a ranged attack against him once you can see him.
Sounds good. So go ahead and just roll the attack.
Yeah, and let's see. Where would you guys be? I think this smaller path. No, you're probably coming from where the larger path is. You're probably coming from this direction.
I wouldn't have advantage. So do we just take the first of the rolls, or do
we'll take the first of the rolls. So we'll take the 10. The way I keep my rolls personally as the dungeon master, I have it so that it rolls both, and I always take the first roll. If they have disadvantage, I take the lower roll, and if they have advantage, I take the higher roll, and that's just kind of how I run it. Yeah.
Can I use? Do you get a reroll with inspiration, or how's inspiration work?
Okay, so with inspiration, yeah, I'll just I would just discard that. You discard the 12, right? So with inspiration, usually if you're gonna have your thing set to roll both, I would prefer you declare it first. Otherwise, like, if you roll a shitty roll and you're like, you know what, I'm going to use my inspiration, you just get to roll a second die.
Got it.
So, but yeah, if you want, go ahead and you can use your inspiration to roll a second die. Just ignore the 12.
Wow. Pew pew.
You tried, man.
Yep, that's all I could do.
All right.
Man, these inspirations have not been going well for our party.
You shoot your crossbow at him, and he looks up and sees you there. And let's see. I think he'll probably, his response would be to run back to his camp, or to call out. He just kind of bellows out a cry of warning in response to you firing at him, alerting the camp to your presence. And I guess we'll start initiative. You guys already rolled your initiative. I'll put him on the initiative order, and I guess we'll have to change back to the combat-y music, because the stealthing did not really work for you guys.
Yeah, it didn't really pay off.
No.
Turns out calling us the Fantasy A team might have been a bit too on the nose.
You know, every party thinks they're the A team.
TV show, like we ride in
a big black van,
shooting everything.
All right.
I wasn't ready to start.
What's that?
Are we ready to start? Like, should I take my turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll the initiative for the actual hobgoblin that he shot at, and then we'll move in initiative order from there. He kind of got a free role-playing shot in at this thing. Alright, so we'll just use him here. Okay. Yeah, Lucy. You see Sentry crest the hill and fire off his crossbow. And then you hear the bellow of this hobgoblin.
Great. I will go for the very nearest hobgoblin.
Okay, you guys have not seen the
This
camp
guy
yet.
here.
The camp is down the hill from you. This is just set up like right now. We're kind of theater of the minding it. Hello?
See.
I'm sorry. Can you say it again? I for some reason my sound completely cut out for a second.
What?
Let's see.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was for some reason, like I said, my sound was cutting in and out for a few moments, so I apologize.
Oh, okay, no worries.
Yeah.
No worries. I was just worried that I didn't get through. So, what am I able to see?
You were able to see the one hobgoblin. Well, if you go up, if you run up to the crest of the hill, you'll be able to see the hobgoblin that he shot at. The one that Ty warned you about.
Do I think if I run up the hill, the others will be able to see me? Like the enemies?
Well, the goblin just bellowed out something in Goblin. Ty would be able to tell you what it is, but at this point, yeah, that's all you really know is that he cried out something in Goblin loudly.
All right. I'll run up the hill a little bit, but not all the way.
Okay.
Just enough so that I might not accidentally hit anybody else.
Sure. You move up the hill just enough to see this hobgoblin, and you can't, the camp is down from where you're at, in elevation-wise. So all you really see is the head of this one hobgoblin that has just shouted.
In that case, I am going to attack that head.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm gonna try to mind thrust.
Alright, he will make an intelligence check to try to not... nope, he fails. Oh yeah, that's a 7. Alright, so he's going to
So
take
then it'll
13 psychic damage, huh?
And next turn, it can only either do an action, move, or a bonus action.
Okay.
It can't do all of them.
Nice. Alright. You mind spike this thing, and you watch as its eyes roll back into its head, and it collapses.
Oh, like he's down?
Like, you just see his eyes roll back into his head, and then he kind of drops out of sight.
Great. And I'll use my bonus action to roll his corpse back towards us so that it's less likely that anyone in the camp will see it so soon.
Okay.
Or maybe, try to, roll it.
Roll it up the hill as much as you can. Okay.
That's 30 feet. I'm just trying to roll it up the hill to where we are to hide it.
Absolutely.
Destroyed this guy's mind, and then I rolled his corpse with my...
Yeah, you tore his brain apart. His mind just completely failed.
Fun.
In that case, it is Sentry. Sentry, this guy's down, but you heard him shout, and you can see down the hillside that there's starting to be movement in the camp, like a beehive come to life.
Okay. I would like to Look at the topography of the area and find natural choke points that we can defend.
Okay. Give me an intelligence roll as you assess this area.
Okay. Would it be insight? Or not insight, that's...
No. I think it would be... I think it's just a straight intelligence roll. Like, you're just using your knowledge of battle, right? Maybe even... You can maybe add history to it, I think.
History?
Yeah.
I'm untrained.
Okay, then... Because, like, your knowledge of battles, right? That's kind of what I was thinking.
Well, sort of it would be more like an inherent understanding of tactics.
Sure. Yeah, I still think that's an intelligence roll of some kind, right? Because you're trying to use what you know about combat to set yourself up for victory.
Yeah, I mean, you're the DM, man.
Yeah,
It's your call.
Yeah, you look around. You're looking around this area, and as much as you want to find choke points, like, you're on a downward slope of a hill down to a lower area. Like, there are trees and stuff around you, and you're on a widening path that once it goes down. The best you can do is, like, if they wanted to run up into the trees or jump down into that water, like, there's really nothing you can do about it.
Okay. Then in this case, I have him turn to Kolok.
And, Dragonborn, I need you up here. We're about to take contact.
Good. I'm excited about it.
And as his action, I would like to... We might as well get as much damage down range as we possibly can. So he's going to fire an crossbow bolt.
Okay.
Let's call it at this goblin. You don't have everything on the map, and I mean, I don't know how much is going on. But
yeah, that's that's the start, right? As soon as they start taking their actions, things will change.
Yeah. He's definitely taking a shot at the nearest goblin.
Okay. That'll hit.
22.
Yeah, do your damage. That will straight up murder the goblin as the arrow hits it in the side of the head and it goes down.
Sweet.
At this point, are you taking any other actions, action surging or anything like that?
No, but he is gonna ditch his crossbow mostly because he doesn't have time to reload it right now.
Okay. All right. Okay. Goblins are going to start swarming out of tents here and start moving to deal with your incursion upon their camp.
Where is Gob, by the way?
Gob is, like, huddling down by the dogs.
Gotcha.
He is still afraid of Kolok, who is still standing by the cart at the moment. Okay, so these goblins come out of their tents. They see you up there on the hill that is going to lead down into their camp. Not everybody's up on the hill yet, but they're going to move 30 feet this way, drawing their bows to defend their camp. Let's see, that one's going to move there. So right now, the only people on the top of the ridge are Lucy and Sentry, and Lucy's kind of ducking down. Because you said you were trying to stay as much out of sight as possible.
Yes.
So the only one who's really presenting themselves as a target is Sentry. So you're going to take, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 short bow attacks.
Yay.
Yeah. 12, 5, 14, 16. I believe they all bounce off of your armor plating. The several bugbears also emerge from some tents. Or maybe not. Maybe all. Oh, yep, that's the one. Okay, all the other bugbears are already on the correct layer. All right. These bugbears are going to. This one is going to actually come back here and try to duck back behind this tent. Try to hide. You are aware of its presence. Yeah. This one's going to move up this way as far as it can, and it's going to chuck a javelin at you, Sentry. I'm thinking, Sentry, you're probably somewhere up here, and everybody else is actually back further behind you by the cart. And Lucy is likely right back behind you. This bugbear is going to toss a javelin at you. That's going to hit for 8 piercing damage as it strikes you. This one's going to move up here and try to be stealthy.
8 piercing damage.
Yep.
That's me. 26.
Stop it. Alright. In spite of the fact that these 2 bugbears by those tents are trying to be stealthy, you have a completely clear view of them from your higher vantage point. Kolak, it is your action.
All right.
I'm adding that javelin to my inventory, by the way.
There's a lot of these.
You pull it out, and
there's a lot of these guys.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I'm gonna go ahead. Okay. Kolak's going to he's going to start screaming a bit of a war scream.
Sure.
And his tail is going to lengthen and thicken as he does so. It kind of like slams on the ground behind him as he comes over here. And as he lands next to this particular goblin, he turns and swipes his tail at this guy.
Okay.
So it's going to be... Yeah, we're going to do reckless attack for that, because why not? Boom!
Nice.
That's awesome. That is a critical hit.
So that's going to be... Ooh. Let's see. 22 plus 6 damage, so 28 damage.
Oh my god, this goblin is... you smack this goblin with your tail, and he actually flies into... Like, he actually flies into the middle of this area and just lands in a broken pile.
Jesus.
Obliterated. That is everything, right? That's your action, your bonus action, your movement, so...
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I had to reset the video on Roll20. You kind of froze there a second, Alex. Okay. The hobgoblins are going to make their appearance now. This hobgoblin kind of steps on out of his camp and starts barking orders to the other hobgoblins that are out here as they emerge from their tents. Kolak, seeing that you have come into their camp, this one is going to well, they're actually just going to try to make kind of a wall. This one's going to run up to you. That's dashing. This other one is going to move up to the entrance to the camp and kind of duck back behind this tent here. This one will move 60 feet, or probably not. It moves about 50 feet and gets back behind this tent. And this one's gonna move up back behind this tent. Actually, the ones that are back here, this one's here. I need to think more tactically. Hold on. 30 feet, that's right there. This one's gonna move right there, get some cover. And he's not gonna move up to you. That's ridiculous. Why would he do that? They're all going to take longbow shots. They all have longbows, so they're going to start taking longbow shots where they can. So Kolak and Sentry, you're each going to take 2 longbow shots from the hobgoblins. This one is staying back there. Actually, he's going to mount his warg. Alright, so that's going to be 4 longbow shots, 2 at Kolak. Kolak, that's a 19 to hit for 5 damage, so you'll take half of that for 3.
Okay.
The second one...
Isn't it rounded down to
Oh, it is, 2. Yep. The second one misses. Sentry, you're missed. The second one will hit you, however, 21 to hit, and it's going to do 9 damage to you, Sentry. You're hit with an arrow. The Warg and its rider are going to move. The Warg has 50 feet of movement. Okay. Talus, you're not really sure what's going on yet. You've just kind of you're still back at the cart, but you see that Sentry is starting to get pierced with arrows and spears and javelins that are kind of flying through the air at them.
Oh boy. Okay, so Talus is gonna move up a little bit in order to see better.
Okay.
How would he... Let's see. What range does he need? Okay, that'll do. Is he able to see the enemies around, like, Kolak from right here?
Yes, absolutely.
Or
You get
near
that. That's
Kolak?
the other side. Like, yeah, you can actually from there. You
Okay.
can all see everything. Absolutely.
Okay.
You have you're uphill from this camp.
Okay, good. Yeah, I was just trying to tell which part was above the ridge as opposed to...
Anything on the map is above the ridge. I'll say that. Okay.
Okay.
Because
Cool.
the ridge is off the map.
Okay. So Talus is going to cast Fairy Fire, which creates
Very nice.
a
Where are you casting Fairy Fire?
In the center of the kind of collection of enemies nearest to Kolok.
Okay, so that it hits all 4 of them. Right.
Here.
Okay. You want to cast it right in the spot that'll hit all 4 of them without falling on Kolok. Is that correct?
What now?
You're trying to get it right in the spot where you can hit all 4 of them without hitting Kolok, right?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, I will make dexterity saves for each of them.
Okay.
The 2 hobgoblins fail. And the 2 goblins also fail. All 4 of them are fairy fired, and now provide everyone with advantage to hit them.
Perfect. And then for good measure, Talus is going to keep playing the beat of his drum and give Kolok Bardic Inspiration.
Nice.
And that'll be my...
Kolok, you're inspired to gather more blood.
It's a war drum app.
Did I mention I don't balance my encounters? I don't know if I mentioned that. What's that?
I'm starting to get that idea.
Come on, you're starting to get that idea? How long have you been playing with me?
Kind of got that idea the first time you threw that giant undead crocodile at us, but
Lucy, it is your action.
Yes. I would like to hide behind the big wall. But I'm gonna cast Magic Missile on just this nearest guy right here.
At the nearest guy? Okay. Yeah, that's
It's not bad damage.
That's 11 damage. That takes him down almost by half. He's in bad shape. Alright.
Cool. And for good measure, I don't know if I'll be able to, but I'm gonna try to just push the big warg thing. I'm just gonna try to push it back with.
How far can your spell, or how far does your psionic push reach?
Oh, I thought it was farther than it was. Never mind. I'm not gonna do that. I'm good then.
Okay, no problem. All right, Ty. All hell has broken loose. You're okay with it, maybe? I don't know. Are you?
Yeah, this is a awkward situation here. But I guess I will come here with my move. This guy's gonna get the quarterstaff, AC 12.
AC 12 is going
Bugbear,
to. He's going to block it with his weapon. He brings up his. Morning Star and bats your quarterstaff away.
Okay. Well, I'll try to get a kick in underneath as he does that with a bonus action unarmed strike.
Sure.
That will not do it.
No, unfortunately not.
Boy, so that's a lot of misses.
Yeah.
And I'm done.
Okay. Sentry?
Sentry's gonna go ahead and slide down slide down the hill
Okay.
and attack the bugbear.
Go for
that
it.
Hit him with a yeah.
Hit him. You hit him.
All right. So here's what he does. He places both of his hands against. He places both of his fists against the chest of the bugbear, and summons his greatsword inside of it.
Nice. The greatsword materializes inside the bugbear, and you pull it out, dealing a massive amount of damage to the creature in the process. He is still standing, but he kind of stumbles a step or two backwards, looking in completely stunned disbelief at the sudden appearance of your weapon in its body.
Yep, and I will be using Second Wind to regain some hit points.
Okay, go ahead.
Not 1d20. 8.
Yeah,
Sweet.
That's good.
11 hit points.
That's
back.
good,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's great. 28
As you do that, the
points I lost from that one strike. I don't know how much it was.
as you do that, the goblins are going to try and get back into the kind of get into places where they can hide a little bit and still take shots at people. So they're going to come back behind this tent here. And there's only 3 goblins this time. So let's see if they hide successfully. Roll a stealth roll here. Yeah, that's going to be good enough that they kind of slip back into the shadows of the tents. And the 2 closest to Kolak are going to take shots at him with a short bow. That's an 18 to hit and deals 3, so half of that. And then misses with the second one. The one that has scurried back over here is going to take a shot at Sentry. You're going to get the effects of cover, so you'll get a +2 to your armor class, but it's going to have advantage to hit you because it's attacking from stealth, from a hidden location. I don't know why I rolled that dice. Okay, so I actually rolled a 24. So you're going to take 6 piercing damage from the bow of the goblin. The bugbear. What's that?
I'm sorry, I took 6 damage?
Yes, you take 6. So the goblin backed up and kind of hid against the side of the tent out of sight as much as possible, and kind of popped out, took a pot shot at you, and in spite of the cover that you had, I rolled a critical with its attack. So you took the 6 damage.
Thank God it didn't roll for it. Yeah, thank God it didn't roll higher on the damage.
Yeah. The bugbear in front of you, Ty, is going to strike back at you.
Okay.
Actually, no, I think he would strike at Sentry, considering Sentry just made his sword appear inside the guy. So it will strike with its Morning Star and miss. He
Knew I had this 18 armor class for some reason.
Yeah, he's gonna try and run. So if you guys, he like bats at you and tries to run. So if either of you want to take an attack of opportunity, feel free.
Ooh, yes, please. I would like to give him his javelin back.
Go ahead and strike.
Ah.
Alright, well,
Womp womp.
I'll give him a quarterstaff as he runs away.
Sure.
Boy, oh boy.
He ran,
Nope,
panicked and
that's
terrified, just kind of covering his head with his Morning Star, and just ran back into the camp as far as he could. Let's see. This bugbear is going to come out from behind the tent, thinking that he is attacking in a surprising manner. This one's going to hide back behind this tent here. Let's see, skill checks. Alright, that one rolls an 11 to hide, so you probably all still see where it is. But this bugbear is going to attack you, Sentry, with its Morning Star. And it hits. 23 to hit.
Yep.
15 piercing damage as it slams its Morning Star down on you.
Easy crazy.
Yeah.
Easy crazy.
Kolak?
Doing on him.
Not great.
I'm actually perfectly all right. I am fine. I don't know about the rest of you.
Not great. I think everyone is at full health.
Except for you.
Except me.
Just remember you ran up the hill and was like, I'm a big metal guy. Hit me.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I'm gonna come over here.
I'm sorry?
Fired, right? The one. Okay.
Yes, the ones with the little symbol icon over their heads are fairy fired.
All right. So advantage attack on the one to my left.
Okay.
It's gonna be another tail slam. 18 to hit.
Oh, you have a 10-foot reach with the tail slam, don't
Yes,
you?
I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, roll your damage. That definitely hits.
15.
You knock him into next week. He just goes down. He like skitters a few feet back as you slam your tail into him. Any bonus actions?
I wish I did,
All right.
but unfortunately I do not.
The hobgoblin's back here. Let's see. All right, so the goblin on the warg shouts a command of "kill them" in Goblinish, and it seems to hearten all of the. Well, it's gonna actually move up and shout that. So 50 feet to here. Actually, he can move right up to Kolak, so that's what he's going to do on his warg. And this one's going to move up here. This one is going to get... Let's see, can it get behind Kolak? It definitely can. They're going to surround you. This guy will charge up here to support the bugbear. Get right behind Century. So this hobgoblin is going to shout to every ally it has within 30 feet of it. So it's going to get to everybody except for the two on the hill to kill you. And they all are going to get an additional D4 to their attack rolls. To their attack rolls and saving throws. For 1 minute. And then, that's its action. The one behind it... The one behind you, Kolak, is going to take a swipe at you with its longsword.
Feel free.
17 to hit?
That actually does it.
Alright, 3 piercing damage, because I roll like crap.
That's after the reduction?
No, that's before.
Okay, so 1 damage.
Yes. The goblin here is going to shoot its longbow at Ty, because that's who he has a clear shot to. That's going to be a 21 to hit you, Ty. I don't know if you can use deflect arrows again.
No, I used my reaction on that
Okay.
op attack.
That is correct, you did. 7 damage.
Okay, ow.
Real quick. Sorry, I hate to bring this up so late. but I just realized I should have re-rolled the damage for one of those dice.
On which one? Is it on one that you...
Yeah, teleported the sword into.
Okay. Okay, so go ahead and you can roll that. That's fine.
All right, sorry for...
What was it? Was it a 1 or a 2 originally?
It was a 2.
Okay, go ahead and roll it. It's still a 2. That is the third time that has happened. All right.
Yeah.
So the hobgoblin kind of commands his troops. The goblins start attacking, and the hobgoblins start attacking, and then Talus, it is your turn.
Okay. So, first of all, Talus is going to look at his wounded mechanical friend and use Healing Word at level 2. Not the best, but...
That's 11 hit points, right?
All right, I'll take that. That's perfectly adequate.
Mm-hmm.
And then with his remaining action, he's going to use Vicious Mockery on the... let's say the hobgoblin closest to Sentry.
Okay.
So you must make a Wisdom save.
The hobgoblin closest to Sentry needs to make a Wisdom save.
Yeah.
Okay. It does succeed this time.
Okay. In that case, yeah, that's my turn.
All right. I'm going to do this. You have entered the hobgoblin camp. Gob is cowering behind all of you with the dogs as you rush forward into this camp. The camp has come alive like a hive of hornets defending itself from all of you. The hobgoblin captain has ridden out on his warg and begun issuing commands to his men, and these seemed heartened. Sentry is looking beaten, or beaten up. Things are not going exactly as planned, and you know you have a hard fight ahead of you. And we'll pick it up next week at the start of the next round of combat. It's just about 5:30, and I would continue to play, except I have another game at 7. So,
No worries.
Yeah, and I kind of have another game in a half hour. So,
so with that
No
being
worries,
said,
I am actually starving, so this is all great.
All right.
I am perfectly all right with everything that's going on right now.
So,
no, this is really fun.
What's that?
This has been really fun so far.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So long as we don't all die here. Hey, if we end up killing an entire hobgoblin camp, I mean, that's a hell of an accomplishment. I'm just gonna say.
I would say so. For a 3rd level party, I'd be pretty impressed. I did expect you guys to do more sneaking and not kind of stumble into this. But hey, things go the way they go.
As soon as one of us got captured, so
We tried.
Yeah, we did try.
You did try. Well, guys, thank you so much.
Did not let it happen.
Thank you so much for those of you out there watching the stream. We appreciate you so much. You make it possible for us to keep doing this. For all of my new players here, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had an awesome time. And we will be back next Wednesday at 1 o'clock for the fiery conclusion of this combat and to see what happens next. Until then, see you later.